Welcome back, everybody. This is the PCL. I'm your host, Invasion Bing. I'm here with my main man, Blitz, and we're catching up on Championship Series Round 2 NA, and this is going to be Groups A versus C dropping in right now to Aaron Go. What's up, Blitz? How are you feeling today?
Dude, so good. Thank you for having me back. I think this is the third time that I'm doing this with you now. And I'm very excited to see Group A versus C. I'm pretty sure I was able to watch a lot of what happened with Group C. I didn't catch what happened originally with Group A. So I'm really excited today to catch a lot of these teams in action. And looking at the list right now, there's a lot of great teams in here. So obviously, as these things whittle down and less teams are still around, it's going to be the best of the best, and it's going to just get even crazier. Every time we're doing this together, we see crazy games. So I'm excited today.
Man, I think today might be one of the craziest. These are, like you said, as we get closer and closer to the final 16, teams are getting better and better, right? Some of these teams are undermanned because of things that have happened in their personal lives, but everybody who's here is a top-notch player. So I can't wait to see some of the crazy things that we might witness today.
True, right. You got to keep that in consideration. You know, these teams, some of them probably have some alternate players, but they're trying to work through their everyday lives and their schedules and, stay committed to the league, which is great. And honestly, without all the players, I say this all the time, obviously, the league and we wouldn't be here. I know you put a lot of work into it. So just shout out to everybody that's dedicating the time, showing up today, and hopefully we get some great games and some good sportsmanship on the battlegrounds.
And as we see, North is going to be a solo for this particular game, and he is going to go all the way to the North in order to avoid all the conflict that he can at this time. If you guys missed the circle, it was something sort of low right here. That's going to be Pleased getting taken down by Blanco already. That's going to be AFI leaving one.
But a lot of times I feel like Affinity was down a man when I watched them play. So, I'm sure they're can work with that, but unfortunately you don't want to see someone get taken out that early.
Affinity has been on a tear, so they played in the PCL weekly series this week, and they racked up 95 kills, 85 kills in 3 days, coming in second. It was wow. They were going almost a double digit kills in every game. It was intense, and they played without Baby Joey, who was usually their star fragger. But let's go over some of the teams that are participating today. Right here, we have the Dub Hub, and then we have Ascension Esports, Exile Gaming, Twisted T, who is our Twisted T is our Cinderella team, RMV, team that we're hovering over, Affinity, the team that we discussed earlier, Invasion, TSG, Low Quality, ITE, Rico's Roughnecks, 3-man right here, Next Threat, NT, Torch. Over here we have Berserker, and down here we have Blood Money. And then up top, that last and final team is going to be G25. Notice that nobody went military, and that there's a hard shift to the east for the circle right now.
Yeah, so we have Blood Money's actually in a pretty good spot here at the bottom of Milta. Obviously, way too early to tell where the circle is going to go. On the off chance it comes south, they could stay here. I can't really imagine it coming down this far, but it definitely could. And right now we have probably half the teams are outside of the circle. You see people are already starting to make their way in. Torch, we have one member leaving apartments, NT trying to figure out where they can get some loot. And look, we might see NT actually headed towards the warehouse here, warehouse of death, I call it, just north of shelter, or they might be looking for a place to land. Okay, they're going to group up next to the mansion here. So
yeah,
okay.
I think they might go Heaven or Volcano, as people call it, just because they like to shoot from the top. This is the safe rotation for them, I believe, but they're going to be aggressive and go somewhere else soon. I think that Torch, Wabuku might have been looking to go there as well, but he noticed that he got beat, so now he might go to the old yellows. This is a weird compound. I don't know what else to call them. And I know they're blue now, but I
don't have a name for that compound, but that seems like it's always a compound that people just stop at just to get some extra loot while making a rotation. It's not really a place you want to hold down. Sometimes you have to, just in a bad spot. But I think teams are going to be looking for some better spots to hold down. You do have another J compound that's north of Havoc right there. No one is in Lapovka yet, and there's actually a couple of good compounds in this area of J compound. And this is tough because the forest is right there, but that's a pretty decent spot to make sure that you're safe for the next few circles. So I definitely want to see which team takes that over.
Every time me and you have done this, we get this circle. And every time that we have done this, it ends in the J compound.
Dude, it often ends in this area.
It's gonna end right here.
Last time we did do this, it ended there. And this is honestly one of my favorite circles to play on Erangel. I do not really love the northern circles on Erangel, but I do love this eastern circle, especially when it goes down to Milta Power. Those are definitely some of my favorite circles. I love that area, and you don't want to see a lot of play go on there. So I'm definitely excited to see where this one heads to. And Torch member still driving around. NT looks like they're going to be safe here for a while. Tyrannical floating around the top of heaven.
Just gonna see people start rotating in. Who we have right here? Low quality. Low quality has a really good. They get good position. They haven't played in a while. They're not a team that plays every day like other teams do. They used to, but now they're kind of like on and off. So I want to see if that affects them.
I saw that AFI was still pretty late to rotate. They were still just near Georgia Pole crates there, so I want to see definitely where they end up going. At a certain point, I would say that if you're not one of the first teams to rotate, at a certain point, it's okay waiting, right? Because most of the great places have been taken, so they can just take their time, wait for the circle to shift, and then see where people go. And I'm kind of surprised that no one's taken over the major cities like Apovka or Yasnaya. Maybe people assume that people already looted there or went there, but no one has gone to any of the major cities yet. And we'll see if that changes soon here.
I think
RV tailing T3.
I think that the Povka push, right, is just because, like you said, teams usually land there all the time. And now with those teams not being, this is going to be a round robin, right? And the groups are switching. If you don't pay attention to who's going where, you don't really know people's drops like you do if you play for a whole week with the same teams. See what I'm saying? So I think people are playing really cautious on that initial drop. If they don't own it, they don't land there, basically.
I totally get it. It's just, everything in PUBG and really in life is information based. And as it's hard to do this, you have to be very disciplined, but you shouldn't be making decisions unless you have to when you don't have the information. So this early on, you should really be only making decisions based off information like, did we see anyone go there?
Did we see somebody go there?
For a fact, no one's there. And it's so hard to live by that. It's one of those things where it's easier said than done. A lot of times you end up just kind of going some places and hoping no one's there. But at this competitive or this high of a level, and especially in PUBG esports, it's definitely good to make decisions when you know things for sure.
This is going to be a good pull up. They're going to pull up to the house on the hill by Mansion, maybe. He ran straight into that rock. What? And Berserker's going to try to hold him off. I think Berserker is one of the teams that are undermanned right now, but this is a good house to hold if you don't have all your people with you right now. So we'll see how it works out.
Absolutely. I personally do not like pushing Mansion, and if they kind of separate in this house, they might be able to flex and make it seem like there's more than two people here potentially if they're moving around a lot. It's definitely not a place you want to push. And really, RMV, that garage building right there is such a big one to hold, so they already have that spot on the outside. And Circle just popped, centering in on itself right now. Lopovka is still kind of centered to the east, Prison's like just to the south, and we have Mansion, pretty much the closest named compound center with the two. There is that compound on the hill to the right of Mansion that nobody's at right now.
I can see right here that we might see some teams do that hard send to the coast and then have to rotate back over. We see that happening a lot to teams when we see this particular circle, but we'll see how it happens.
We did see that last time. Like I said, I've tried to tell people all the time, in these, in the ranked playlist or in esports mode, the circle comes off the water. So it's a nice play in the moment to head to the water because you know that there's not going to be any enemies in the water. But most of the time, you're going to have a hard time shifting out of there. So if you do that, you got to make sure you have as many vehicles as possible and are ready to shift when you need to.
Polo hitting some shots here. He has a teammate. That's going to be Pilly who's driving away, and it's going to be Oblivion putting down shots as well. We might...
Very nice. Love the mini spray there.
We might see a little bit of a split thinking by this team, but I want to see how they play together today. Seems like some things are missed, if you know what I'm saying. Well, we'll see. BM's going to rotate to Alamo? Wow.
Wow. Okay, this is one of my... I love taking the Alamos in the small buildings, small compounds here. And right here, I don't, not going to be enough to zone out RR. They're going to lose a vehicle here. And I didn't see, did they drive in with another vehicle?
There are 3 vehicles in this.
3 vehicles.
Yes.
Okay.
But you know what's,
They might lose a second one there as well.
you know what the thing about this rotation is, they are expecting it not to go far. Oh my gosh, we got to go over here.
Oh, wow, we have a skirmish here between AE and DH, but DH is heading out.
They've lost 2.
2 members, Augie and
Stiffy.
Is that Stiffle?
It's
Goes down
Stiffy.
Stiffy.
and now Benny and Brain are trying to rotate out, and it's kind of tough. And now you see AFI driving right by them. Now they might take some shots, and they are able to escape. Dubhub is able to escape, but everybody else is still taking shots. These are the slow rotations that are costing them. These are the guys that dropped far. We're talking all the way in George Pool South.
Absolutely.
Yeah, now they're trying to make those rotations, and it's just not helping them. Remember this, AFI didn't land George Pool South because the plane path was rather low. So they rotated up to George Pool South and then in turn rotated again. So it's going to be very difficult for them to get to a place that they want. They're going to have to really, really hope that this circle pulls to the north so they don't have to make another rotation off of that.
Dude, absolutely. And all those compounds by J Compound are kind of all on an island.
Mm-hmm.
They're so easy to hold. So whoever gets circle love here, it usually comes out victorious. So really just going to come down to if the circle stays up there or if they're going to have to leave. And right now, I'm actually pretty surprised that we have 2 teams holding down prison on each side.
Oh yeah, I think
the circle is still pretty young to have 2 teams at prison.
This was Invasion's immediate rotation. They rotated top of prison. I was looking at them while they were rotating. This was the first thing that they did. And then you saw that XG after that fight that they had in shelter rotated to this wizard tower. And look, Dimshik already knows he's there.
Dimshik, wow.
And to be honest with you, the worst person to have watching you do anything if you're on the opposite team is this man right here. And it's not because he's going to kill you. It's just because he's the best at giving information to his team and then telling them how to kill you. If he's not going to kill you, he's just going to put them in position to kill you. So now you have to be worried if you're them.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm surprised. I guess he's just taking the information, leaving, which is a smart play. Honestly, you don't want to lose a player that early. But it seems like, once you're in a wizard tower like that, it can be pretty hard to leave. It's very easy to get kind of held out.
Oh, that's a tire pop right there. Gun is going to be in trouble here. He actually got like a little ridge though, right?
He just got saved by the smallest ridge there. And Dubhub definitely not worth leaving for 1 point at this point, leaving this compound here. See if they can they might be able to get a kill. Will he get to the hay bale in time? He does. Took a couple shots here, but he's going to be able to revive. If any of the teams are paying attention up on the hill to his left, nope, there's nobody there.
Nobody there.
He's
Yeah,
actually going to be okay.
He hasn't. I don't think he can go anywhere though. Like he can't. Well, he can just run straight back. If he doesn't have any smokes, there's 4 smokes. He has an opportunity to leave. His team can't come back for him. That would be a waste.
I mean, he could smoke down here, have someone try to scoop him up with 2-3 smokes, but it is risky. And at this point, they have to weigh whether that's worth it or not. We have a couple teams heading up from the Invasion deciding to leave prison, and some other teams from the south are heading north, and they're going to actually gatekeep here. Great play on this road because everybody takes this road out. It's really the only way out of the north power area. One of TSG is down, and we got Demchik putting down some mini shots. Love to see it.
They're gonna go for this.
I think it's worth it. They got a knock. This could be some great points in here, but there's another team coming behind. It's just Bradshaw left, so they might be able to get a drive-by play here. Demchik going with the drive-by nade. This is going to be all pretty much perfect, I think.
Wait, he just pushed him out. Tack got the knock. I was gonna be like, oh my goodness, we saw a crazy play, but then he rotates behind him and then gets the knock. I told you, if there's one person you don't want watching you or playing aggressive against you, is Dimshik, man. Like, he's been arguably the best IGL on the planet and console PUBG for the entire time that it's been out. Like, that's just incredible to me. The entire time it's been a comp situation, he's been the best at it. There are other people who are in the conversation, but he's always in your top 3, and that's phenomenal, right? Like, that's like Floyd Mayweather reign in boxing. Like, what are we talking about?
That is crazy, and really, they got kind of a good timing for them because they left prison, and then right behind them there was just a couple people. So sometimes you know, these rotations, you could be 5 seconds, you know, earlier. They might not have ran into invasion there, but unfortunately they do. And invasion, time to go. They're outside the circle, getting pinged from the bottom. Let's see where they can head to. They got a couple vehicles, and they're in a decent spot up there, but they're going to have to move a little bit. Although they might be making an aggressive play on XG. I see Demchuk considering maybe a push or a flank.
So the thing that we have to know about invasion right now is they played the first game, right? They played A versus D, and they won hand over foot. They were ahead of like 30 points, 30 or 40 points. So they have that cushion to play with right now. So they might just be taking risky plays because it's the first match and they don't, you know, they think they're up. For everybody who doesn't know, top 8 move on to play in the finals, and the bottom 24 play again in another round robin, so we can get the next top 8 basically. And if it's me, Blitz, if I'm in the top 8, or if I feel like my team is comfortable, we keep pushing. We keep playing aggressive. I want to get as many more points as I can.
I mean, I totally agree. You see this in a lot of sports. Some teams, when they have the lead, like you say in football, they'll kind of play passive, and then they end up losing in the end. And you should just keep that pace going. It'll help them keep momentum. So I totally agree with that strategy. BM coming with a beautiful knock on NT as they try to make it into Mansion. Now they're turning around. They went for a crash there. I'm not exactly sure what was going on.
They wanted that house.
Not a place they wanted to end up at, because there's already 3 teams in this area. So again, this is what I'm talking about with information. But at a certain point, when the circle gets this small, you just only have so many options. So it doesn't matter what the information is. Sometimes you just got to go for it. But unfortunately, they lost one there and then kind of backed off. And they have some time to regroup here. Let's see what they can do. They need some smokes down and maybe to...
I think they might just going to play that dip or something. But right now, we're going to see what is the circle, because everybody's here now, Blitz. Literally, everybody is coming to Mansion.
I can't believe it. I personally, this is not the place I like to hold down. We have multiple teams here, but it's going to work out for them. And J Compound still in. Torch is in a great spot. Last time I watched Torch play, they kept reading the circle beautifully and being in circle position. So I definitely want to see how they rotate in here and handle any of the shifts that happen. TSG getting a kill on T3.
Wait, Blanco got killed with a Tommy gun? Oh, they're pulling out all the stops right now. There it is. Turbo has a Tommy gun.
That's insane. I mean, the Tommy gun, there is the occasional player that loves the Tommy gun because the extra ammo, but at this point, I would just go Bison over Tommy gun. I don't know about you.
Man, but, yes. It looks like
that is crazy.
Gravity got knocked. They're probably going to get a res on him. And look at North.
G25 here. Still alive, playing this so well here. He is a solo player. I'm not sure if it's going to be like this for the rest of the matches tonight or just for this game. Right now, he is solo, and he's made it thus far, but there's still 16 teams left, 45 players alive. We're heading into almost 19 minutes into the match. We're going to have another circle pop here. T3 looking for a place to go, but this is what I said. Once every spot is taken here, it is impossible to crash any of these. I mean, you can, but it's so difficult to crash these compounds.
Well, look at this rotation, though. They're going to be in the circle behind this house and away from RR. That's crazy. They're not going to be able to, like you're saying right now, they're going to be in a very, very tough position because there's no way for them.
I mean, if G2 decides to get involved, he might try to stay quiet. Yeah, it looks like he is going to be trying to stay quiet. But really, if this team at the garage building has any kind of lethals here, well, they might be in good shape, but is there only 2 of them left? Maybe they're going to play this passive as well.
Yep, RR has 2, so they're going to end up fighting each other. It's just going to be tough for T3 because they're not going to. Torch isn't going to let up, first of all. And
absolutely, they're going to be. They're both going to be screwed kind of right now because
exactly.
Unfortunately, they just have such good positioning here.
That's exactly what I think too. I just think Torch is going to be able, and like we say, J Compound is going to be excellent position, and the only place that J Compound only has to be worried about is AE playing the woods, and then we are going to have another knock.
The woods is a bold play, but they're going to be able to sneak in and around the woods right now, and might play pretty well for them. ITE
losing 2
knocked from invasion. Excuse me. Very tough compound here to hold. There's
oh my gosh!
Around this area,
they went for an aggressive push on invasion. They were not able to get the knocks, and they got knocked. And then look at this.
Wow.
North got 2 kills.
North just took out TSG.
Get out of
And
here.
now he's going to have a free rotation. Look at the northeast side of the circle. Nobody's there.
Uh-oh.
But when he goes across the street, it's going to be very difficult for him. But he might be able to snake it in.
T3 goes down to the blue. I know those teams are fuming. Oh, man. And don't miss gets knocked by Invasion as well as the NT tried to rotate in right here. Now Invasion going to put down massive amounts of shots on them too. And D is going to be the only one left. And AE still doing work over here on AFI. Let's go to that fight.
Yeah, AFI is in a tough spot. They just got a big knock. AFI just knocked one of AE, so they might be able to move and rotate a little bit. Another member of AE is actually down. He's going to molly himself. Oh, no. They just decided.
He got confirmed, so it didn't even matter. He might as well have shot and fought that. That's, you know what? This all goes down to the fact that they had to take that bad rotation because they rotated all the way to South George to get the loot. And now they took.
I'm not sure. Do you think that was on purpose there? I know players do that to avoid the points, but that it seemed like they're still in a position to fight, and Bricks is still fighting right now. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
I can see no other way that a player of that caliber underhand mollies himself on the tree, unless he thought it was a smoke. He could have thought it was a smoke.
Unless he could have thought it was a smoke. That's a good point, Bing. He might have thought that was a smoke.
He better come in the chat and tell us, because I'm confused.
I can totally see that happening.
Laggy's gonna go down. How many kills does Invasion have right now? They're on 7. They're on 7 with 29 people alive. They have to be in the lead.
So LQ here is in a really tough spot. If you notice in front of Invasion here, I played this area a lot. There's not a lot of cover here. It's just trees and some small rocks. There's really no hard cover or big objects of cover. So Invasion, while a strong team, after they skirmish with LQ here, if they stay alive, they're going to hope that they have a lot of smokes here and can kind of get into position quickly, because if other teams kind of spot them trying to rotate in, it can be difficult from this side of the map.
I wonder if they have any vehicles, because they might just vehicle push to anywhere, right? Like we're saying, this is a team with more confidence than anybody else ever. You got to be shitting me, right?
Beautiful nade coming in from Dexter. Honestly, LQ's in such a tough spot here. I like that Flex is getting ready to potentially fight and getting a stun out here. I'm actually surprised that Invasion hasn't pushed this, but I think they're just playing pretty methodically right now. Holding the spot. They got plenty of time until a circle moves, and they're pretty close to the circle.
Wait, that nade was crazy. That was a crazy nade, Blitz. What?
It was, man. It looked like it almost kind of curved. And actually, Invasion's deciding to leave.
I'll tell you, they don't care. The thing that makes them such a good team is they'll leave. They don't care.
I think they're leaving exactly as I was saying, because there's just no cover there. I think, they're like, let's get into the center, then let's fight it out, because there's really just not a great spot to run through that field there. And
then nobody gets knocked as well. That's going to be Legends getting the kill. We haven't seen RMV on. I haven't been paying attention to RMV on the kill feed, but RMV is doing their thing.
Wow, that was honestly such a smart play from Invasion there.
Look at them.
Oh, and they just pulled up on XG. 3 members. Wow, that was a fast elimination there. Coming in from Tacticals and Demcheck.
What can you say right now? Like they gotta have 10 kills, I think, at least 10.
I wish we had more time to talk about that, because it's just such a smart play. There's so many times in ranked, or even in just PUBG regular and casuals, where people will pursue a team, they kill that team, but because they went to kill that team, they will end up dying. So they just said, you know what, let's leave LG or LQ, forgive me, and they said let's go in and continue on the game. And it's just a really smart play coming in from them.
And now we have next threat still with 2 up. Invasion knocks watches as well. They're just on a tear right now. And this is, oh, look at D D's on his team. I thought D was part of Torch. Torch must have lost all their members too. So it's just going to be 2 up.
Oh, wow. I don't know what happened with Torch. We missed that during some of the other fighting. AE has a member down. Torch might be able to push this from the side and get behind AE. This could be the play for them. Trying to spot him out with the SLR. A couple members are laying down. The initial shots come in. Getting some on racks there.
Oh, and that's going to be Gravity getting knocked. Watches gets knocked again. Tacticals are still there. Let's rotate to this side of the fight so we can see exactly what Italian is doing. This might be a good nade from Italian. And it is.
Will it have enough of the bounce? It just came up just short. It looked like it was going to make it, but the bounce stopped there. Super close. I mean, that could have totally changed the game for AE here. Just a game of inches sometimes with PUBG, and a game of seconds, as we all know.
Watches bleeds out, and now it's just going to be a 3-on-4, and they're going to try to outflank them and go for it. They don't have the circle. AE doesn't have the circle.
AE has 10 seconds. Invasion is on the hill in front thing they can hope is that Invasion might get shot from another angle, but this is going to be a tough push. They probably used a lot of their utility already fighting, so I'm not sure that they have much left. Torch here could be the saving grace. If they push in on Invasion, that would be the smart play, but they're trying to rotate behind AE here. So this might not bode well for these teams and give Invasion the upper hand.
And Wabaku's going to be rookie of the year, one of the rookies of the year, right? But he can't find anybody yet. And when he does find people, he does a good job of killing them, but he just hasn't been able to place the targets that he wants. This is kind of a slow start for Torch. Him and Dom going to have to figure out something. What you don't want to do is get spotted by the entire Invasion team while you're walking up here, which you have been spotted now, so now you have to make a play.
Absolutely. First shot's coming down. Waboku getting taken out by Tacticals there, but he's on low health. AE actually left the area, so they're not going to be able to capitalize on this.
Wabaku, Zaloti stole a kill on Wabaku, but Zaloti got knocked instantly by Sparky, and then
NT's going to take it from the zone.
Take the play zone. Wow. So now Dom's going to go prone in the woods. Sorry about this camera angle, everybody. It's just that we are in the woods. There's going to be trees in the way. But so it looks like Dom takes the knee for Torch and just going to wait. And now we're going to have Italian and AE who just made it to the zone. They're going to be waiting as well. Look at this. We talked about Berserker who took the mansion earlier. They're going to be in the game top 6 with 6 kills.
I believe they stayed alive and they have the position that RMV had. So RMV must have left because they're in the garage building now. Oh no, this is a different building.
This is the other garage building, and they're in this garage building.
So the RMV is still there. Berserker made it to the other garage buildings with inside mansion. Excuse me.
So now we have 5 up, 14 alive, but AE is taking deaths right now as Mezzo just got knocked, and I don't think he can get rest. Oh man, look at this. Here they come again. Here comes the util. Here comes the swing. That's going to be a knock. Finally going to get somebody down. Good shots by Race to take down one, but that's going to be an instant trade. And then I think Italian gets one.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen here. Italian could have been a spot there, getting behind the rock. 3 members. Did the member of Invasion go down there? He
did go down and got thirsted. So now it's going to be Sparky got thirsted, so it's gonna be 3 up, and then Tacticals got knocked. That's why Invasion didn't just push over the hill. They waited because they want to get the res. They res so quickly. That's their thing. And now they're gonna swing in the fights. Dipshik might get knocked as well. Dipshik does get knocked. No, it's Gravity that gets knocked, and Italian doing work. Here comes Berserker on the back end to try to get another knock as well.
Wow, great plays from Italian, but just, you know, as the last member left, doing what he can, getting a crucial knock. And Invasion here, a little bit of luck that people are just kind of attacking them one by one, so they're able to kind of recuperate. But eventually, this might become just too much, not enough time for them to recuperate. But they're putting down amazing shots. I mean, their time to kill right now is so fast. They are taking down people so quick. Berserker going down, the 2-man team, and now we're down to 2 teams remaining, 2 players left on Invasion, and a full squad left from RMV. So shocked to see this because when I watched RMV for the first time, they were one of the most aggressive teams in that grouping, making big rotations, usually losing a player early, and they still have a whole team left, getting some great shots with the barrel. It's frame B, work mode, moving up. They still have a lethal too, so they could use that to their advantage. They need to get around here. Bless coming down with a nade.
There it is. We'll take it.
Beautiful finish.
16 points altogether for them right there. So it seemed like it wasn't the most aggressive plays that we've seen from them, but I guess it gets the job done. 16 points.
No, and honestly, it's beautiful. I think they're kind of learning from that, and they had great position. They played it really well. At the end of the day, usually, this isn't always the case, but usually the team with the most amount of members up at the end wins, and that's what RMV had there, and awesome to see them come out with the dub. Obviously, Invasion's going to be super happy with that game. Second place, the kill leaders for absolute sure, and really Berserker coming out with 6 kills with a 2-man squad. I mean, imagine if they had 2 other players there. That would have been incredible, so kudos to them for making it into 3rd place.
So Invasion had 18 kills in that game in the 2nd place. That's just crazy. But good play from, remember, I personally said I didn't see RMV get any kills until later on in the game, and they did work though. That's great. 6 kills in the first place. You'll take that every time. 16 points for sure. 16. Great plays by RMV. And like you said, way to stay up. As long as you have all 4 up at the end of the game, you're in a strong position to win. Most teams most teams lose a player by the second circle, right? So like if you can have all 4 up going forward, well played right there. But since we are in the recap, we do have time to talk about that rotation that Invasion made in order to get them into this spot right here to get those kills. It was a great rotation. They got the knock instead of pushing down and getting to that fight very early and risking being in a bad position and then dying from RMV, as a matter of fact, shooting from the hill instead. I mean, shooting from the house. Instead, they just pushed down and they pushed away and went into the forest and took the first fight that they saw. And it pays off for them. And like we say, that's the difference between their place, their IGL, and other teams in their IGL. So that's why Dimshik has been in the talks for being the best IGL in the world for so long from plays like that.
There's just so many moments in PUBG where you need to go now or you're really going to lose or something bad's going to happen, right? There's just these moments where like you need to go, stop looting, stop what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you need a fresh vest or a fresh helmet, but being in position is going to be the difference between you winning the game and losing the game. And I think you really notice this as players become better players, but to make that decision in a competitive environment where there's kills, you know, on the table in front of you, is even like a more of a next level decision. You know what I mean? Even more discipline to make that kind of play. And it was definitely pretty awesome to watch. Just send it in there, and that definitely helped them get the second place. They could have been running in later and got taken out, and doing that got them to second, potentially almost to first. And something interesting I wanted to mention really quick is that, you know, when you're playing ranked or even in these environments, obviously there's a lot of aggressive players here, but at the end of the day, people still want to place high. And sometimes you can pick such a great compound and then you're like, well, I don't want to leave, but now it's kind of quiet. And that's sort of what happened to RMV and Torch, right? They picked great compounds, probably the 2 closest compounds right to the circle. And then it kind of was a quiet game for them. And sometimes that happens in ranked. You can just almost pick too good of a position and then you don't get any kills the entire time. So it's kind of this balance in PUBG of position, kills, and points. And it's something that I think PUBG is still kind of dealing with right now because they're trying to figure out, is the chicken dinner what's the most important? Is it the kills that are the most important? I think most people are in the middle, like most things in life, and it's a balance of both. But it's what makes this game so interesting because it is a survival game, but you also are kind of trying to frag out a little bit, especially at this level.
For me, to that point right there, it's just what is a win for you, right? I don't think you should take one thing away. I don't think you should take one away from the other person, right? Because if you're a fragger and getting the most kills, if you feel like you can win by just killing people and not going for the you know what I'm saying, the actual in-game win. For example, to Invasion, this is a win. They had 18 kills and they came in second place. I feel like this is fine. Like they shouldn't be penalized for not winning this game because they got that many kills in the game, right? But then so I don't know. I think that's one of the hardest things that can be discussed ever is what's the way to balance anything for anyone, right? Because somebody's going to be on one end of the spectrum, somebody's going to be on the other end, and then there are going to be people who are solidly in the middle, right? And I think that everybody should be able to have their cake and eat it too in this particular argument. And I don't think one should outweigh the other. So I don't think chicken dinners should outweigh the ability to frag, and I don't think fragging should outweigh the ability to win chicken dinners. Like I would never have kills worth 2 points because that's just too much, right? And then I would never want the discrepancy between points between winnings to be that much either. So that's the whole conversation we'll have another day.
At the end of the day, there's 16 teams here, so it is, you can't just celebrate one winner when there's 16 teams. You know, second and third place and fourth and fifth do matter. So I agree with you completely.
We'll be back, everybody, after a brief intermission. Miramar next. Welcome back, everybody. This is the PCL, the PUBG Console League. We are back with match number 2, Miramar, and we're in the Championship Series number 9, and we're doing A versus C. As you can see, the teams are dropping in on this flight path right now, and it's going to go from Alcantara to Puerto Pariso, and me and Blitz, Invasion Bing, and Blitz are going to give you guys all the commentary that we can about what's going on. So Blitz, we saw that first game, Invasion came out firing on all cylinders, but RMV was able to win at the end of the day. What will we see? First of all, if Invasion isn't contested, which they're not, will we see them with another 18 or so kill game? I know that's a wild statement, but will we see that happen?
I mean, it is definitely possible. What just happened to Torch here? Did he just fall landing? Should he be? Oh, he'll be.
He
okay.
fell off.
Okay. He just hit a building.
He hit a sign or something. Yeah.
Okay, we got a little bit of a chaotic situation going on in Hacienda. It looks like two teams are heading in, and then one team decided to leave, and then RMV is going back now. ITE says, let's head out. I kind of agree with that decision. Back to your question, will we see another game? I mean, it's so hard to predict that this early on, especially on Miramar. I'm going to say it's hard to follow up. I'm not doubting Invasion's skill. I saw it on display right there. I think it might be hard to do that back-to-back games, but definitely a possibility. I think that there's just a lot of other teams that I think are waiting to pop off here. Blood Money, we got Torch, and all the other teams here that could potentially have a great game. So we'll see what happens. Invasion starting off at Picado right now. T3 in one of my favorite places to land here, just below Picado, because I like the rotation out of there. AFI just below them at Church, and they have great, when they were parachuting in, they were probably able to see a lot of what's going on below them. So they actually have great information right now of where teams are. When you take this Church spot, you can see so much information early on in the game. So that's huge if they can utilize that to their advantage.
I agree with that, actually. I think especially when you're landing in, you can definitely see everything.
Yeah, they could probably see, Invasion's going Picado. Obviously, they might not know it's Invasion, but they probably saw a lot of information coming in. And really, look, there's no one south of them, just LQ to the southeast, but there's no one really directly below them or to the west. So they got a good spot here, but people are going to start filing in down the highway from Monte Nuevo down to the left, probably behind them. So we'll see what's going on. This is going to be kind of tough to rotate from the top here because teams are going to have to go through Minas, Picado, or down that main artery on the west side of the map. What
we want to make sure that we get across to you guys is that these guys haven't played each other in the PCL, most of them. Like it's a split here. There's a group A and there's a group C. So the A people continuously play with each other, so they know where certain people land. The D team or the C team might not know the same information if they haven't done their research. So that's why you're seeing such weird drops. That's why you saw that RMV ITE kind of who's going where type thing.
Absolutely.
It's just because they're unsure right now, and that is one of the beauties of having round robin situations, because it's no longer the same game every. It's not the same thing every week.
Is going to Hacienda. Team B is going here. It's going to be different now. They got to get used to that. It's kind of on the fly.
Exactly. Now we really and truly get to see which IGLs understand how other people are playing, and who can make their calls on the fly. North might be done here.
This is really interesting. North, they both understand that where each other are. So I don't know how what happened earlier that they already know that North knew that somebody was there, and same thing with Berserk.
I think North heard the vehicle pulling up. They just came over here to be cautious, and he just happens to be on the other side of that. Wow. And they spot him.
I wonder if that's what it was. I mean, it's pretty far away. I'm sure these guys have their audio cranked right now, so he probably did hear that vehicle coming in. And North is actually by himself here.
Remember, he does have a team here now. They're up here in Power Grid.
So he does have some teammates now. They're a little bit far away, but Buddy and Havoc do not know that. So he should be okay to get out of here.
North may not leave. He's like that kind of player. You know what I'm saying? Like I've played with him a few times. He's a very good player. He plays very smart as well, but he might not need to leave because his team's going to cover in front of the top, and he wants them to push him. And then that's going to be a little bait trap. He believes he can win a 2v1, I think. I don't know. We'll see. He hasn't left, right? He didn't. It shocks me that he didn't hear their car pull up, instantly turn around, and run away. He stood there to fight it.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that Berserker, is that their team name,
Yeah,
is doing this, because they should probably. I mean, I know they're only 2 players. They might have got a decent amount of loot already, but I think they should probably continue looting up and getting some more gear. They don't have a lot of throwables and stuff like that.
it's a 2 times on the SLR right here.
Yeah, so exactly. I mean, obviously you can do something with that, but I
It's
feel
not
like they could
ideal.
probably use some. Yeah, exactly. Not ideal, and they could probably use some more loot.
They could probably. Well, we'll see how they play this. It's just a weird fight, like you're saying. And G25 is going to leave because, again, G25 didn't have the information to know that there was only 2 of them right there. But AE Watch is going to knock one already, and we're going to have Oblivion and Pilly trying to get out of here.
Wow. Okay, so they're at the compound here that's up on the hill above Picado, to the east of Picado. And like I said, this is kind of my landing spot in rank. So I play here very often, familiar with the situation. We got Blanco coming in by himself. I don't know where the rest of T3 is, but all of AE is there, and they played pretty well. They definitely seem like they can frag out if they need to. So definitely don't want to be running into them 1v4 right now. T3's coming up in a vehicle. If they hear this vehicle, everyone's going to look this way. Could kind of use it as a bait, and maybe Blanco could get somebody caught out while they look to shoot down on the hill. This might be what we're going to see here.
AE has been playing. First of all, they took a long break. But the way Italian has been playing recently, right? I feel like he didn't take a break at all. He's been able to knock multiple people in every fight that I've seen him in every PCL that I've seen him in, whether it's a 1 day, and as I speak about him, he gets the first knock, and then the instant nade comes down.
They saw him through the window, and the bait didn't work, and now they lost a player early into this fight, which they did not want to, with AE having the advantage here over the hill, and they're just gonna get head kind of glitched over there.
Oh,
T3 going down.
Arctic steals one of those.
No. Arctic, did he? Where's NT at? All the way from the corner compound.
He has
stealing a kill with the. Oh, he's got an all.
He has it all. That's what happened right there. And I think he knocked one of them up there as well. Did he knock one of those guys?
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
this is crazy. Invasions coming in. Also above, there's crazy rotations happening just south of Hacienda right now. We have Torch and RMV. So there's a lot of action there. Invasions coming in. RMV's trying to flee the situation. TSG's at hot corner.
Man.
I mean, this is such a crazy area of Miramar here. This is going to be nuts, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with Invasion here. Are they going to push? They are.
They are.
One of AE already going down, and they insta-flush. Demshek followed up by Gravity there. Really fast play. They've already turned the tables. 4v3 here.
When they catch you in the open by yourself, it's almost an immediate knock. They 4-man spray you. They don't get caught up shooting multiple people. If you've seen that, like all 4 of them shot him as he came around that door. That was just good team play right there. Italian, he's the guy they need. He needs to stay alive. He might not be the biggest name on the team, but he's the person playing with the most consistency and playing the best right now. So he has to stay alive for them to play well. And Invasion takes that kill, leaves.
It's kind of a smart play. I think they realized that this team is just going to hunker down right now. And it's kind of an odd compound to push. I mean, those brick buildings are odd to push. There's so many little nooks and crannies. It's in so many small windows. So I think they're just going to take that, and they're heading out to the compound with the warehouse across the way, which is kind of center in the circle. And we're getting pretty close to a circle pop here. So we're going to find out what kind of Miramar circle this is going to be. Both teams on the east side.
Boom.
It's going to center itself. Okay, so this is a circle that you often see if you guys have been playing ranked over the past 2 seasons. We have Los Leones in. Vendita is close to kind of the center here. We have the crater, which nobody usually goes into, to the west there. The hot compounds right now are going to be BM, where RMV is located, and then also where Invasion has gone right now are going to be some of the best compounds to take this in this spot.
Invasion is going to do a 2-2 split probably right there, and they're going to have 2 on top of the ridge shooting around, and then they're going to have a team actually inside of the compound shooting at another side probably. I went to this team because they're making a kind of risky rotation, especially in a vehicle like this. And now there's nothing. They're gonna be in no man's land.
They just flipped. I don't know if AE saw them. And LQ is, dude, they're getting a pin from AE and LQ. This is a terrible spot to be in. Then they have the Validity and Arctic going down. Super unfortunate. You called it, man. The Murano is just, that's such a difficult field to drive through. I kind of feel for them though, man, because We all know that Miramar is some of that's on purpose.
Right. That car is bad on Miramar on
Some of that
purpose.
is, but some of that is on purpose by PUBG. You know, it's designed to be that way. But then also some of that is like just getting PUBG. So I really
Right.
feel
If
for them.
if they would have ran into like a spot and it would have took a lot of damage and the car didn't like do anything, I'd have been like, oh man,
PUBG.
they got PUBG. But right there,
that was
you're
risky.
you're driving 100 miles an hour over the roughest terrain in the game. Like you just can't do that. If you feel like your car can do that, take your actual car outside, go 100 miles an hour on a dirt road. Exactly.
Not good. Yeah, you can't even do it. A lot of times I've been telling my friends, when you're driving on Miramar and you're not on a road, don't even boost in the Murata.
Exactly.
You know,
Just
you got to you half gas, don't boost. I mean, it's lame that you're driving slow, but if you don't want something like that to happen, we've all done it. I do it all the time, but I try to avoid it more and more now playing PUBG.
right. They come out.
NTD, last player left.
He's gonna have to go somewhere with that. He's gonna have to go. I don't know what he can do right now. He's gonna have to go prone and then just hope nobody spots him for a while, or find.
He is kind of in that area. This is like a no man's land area. Once you get
Mm-hmm.
spotted, you're dead. But he might be able to hide somewhere here for a while. I can imagine this being in the circle for a long time.
Oh no, this
just
dude,
got-
man.
Demshek is right above him. Did he spot him?
Not yet, but I think he knows that he hasn't passed him yet.
If we see a nade come out, it's a wrap.
I think he just knows that he hasn't passed him and he has to be somewhere over here. And I believe D just went prone, right? Yes.
Wow.
What is he looking at? Not Dimshik. But Dimshik isn't 100% about where he is, but he knows he's over here though. He's gonna.
This is crazy, dude. This is like a shark in the water right now.
He's definitely gonna
Play
find
some
him.
Jaws music. Will he look down?
Yes.
He's going to. He just spotted
He's
him.
definitely gonna find.
No.
He's definitely gonna find him. He's definitely gonna find this man.
Oh wow.
That is tough. Yeah, look, but we that was the only play he had too. There's nothing else D could have done. He goes prone over there,
It was a good attempt.
Yeah, and then Dimshik is just brain is.
Okay, let's take a look at the circle for a second. I want to see what's going to happen here. So
Mm-hmm.
BM RMV is in a great spot. TSG as well is in a pretty good spot. Berserker waiting to rotate in. AFI on the outskirts. ITEs, they're not going to be, interesting spot to take because they're not going to be in. That mountain would never be in on the circle.
That's true.
So this is interesting. Invasion has a crazy split. They have like a quarter of 1/5, 1/6 of the circle right now, which is nuts. And they're going to zone out some teams from really moving around. But honestly, if a team has the guts to push and crash, they might have a 4v2 fight.
Is this compound in like the middle? Yeah, it is. It's in the low ground, right? But yes, okay. I like this is the compound that a lot of people like, right? Yes,
Yeah,
this is good.
To go here. I find that a lot of people are hesitant to go to the compound in the crater. Right now, I wouldn't want to be there with Invasion above, but it is a good place to stay alive in the circle for a little while. And sometimes the circle actually does go down there. We could see a game where the circle comes down here today, and Torch is taking this spot. Again, kind of another strategic position, but again, they have 0 kills here. So they're not going to be able to get a lot of kills because not a lot of teams are going to be rotating here unless the circle literally comes there.
If there was a team that I thought was going to take this compound, it was them. And they would definitely go down there to hold and just to make it into the placement. I don't know if that's
I kind of like they did a 2-2 split on it. Really, I feel like I kind of vibe with Torch's playstyle that way. I know it's a little passive. I mean, if you're a good player, everyone here plays aggressive, but I sometimes like the more conservative, passive plays for the placement. But obviously, everyone has their opinion and their strategy.
Yeah, it just depends. For real, it literally just depends on how you feel like playing or how your IGL is gonna go with it. You know what I'm saying? And if you know what really changes the thing, Blitz, it's really about how many games has your IGL won in their play style. That's all it is. It's like having a head coach in any other professional sport. If you've won 15 games out of 16 and we just keep playing passive, we gonna keep playing passive. You know what I'm saying? It just is how it works out. So that's why these teams believe in Torch. Torch has been winning recently with their playstyle, or at least coming in the top 3, or 4. So I think it's a good playstyle as well. Italian's gonna go down to Umorta with some really cheeky shots right there. Wow.
Beautiful shots.
again, like I said, this is a guy that I believe that AE has to keep up at all costs. He is he's become their fragger, with people like Teenager not being available for them anymore, or their veterans not playing at the level that they used to play. It seems like Italian has been the person to come through. RMV
right below here, farther than it looked on the camera there. So they thought that he was going to have maybe a nade, but not the case.
Oh, they're going the same frame.
Can we see where the circle just shifted to? So, see, I thought this could happen. Wow. So the circle is probably going to end on Torch here. And Invasion and Torch have the spot. Invasion hasn't grouped up yet, which I'm surprised to see. BM taking out one of the members of RMV as they try to rotate around BM. Remember, they have this warehouse compound held down right now, and RMV was just outside the circle, so they're looking where to go. But between Invasion and Torch, they're both split, controlling so much of the area. And this is one of those things, it's so hard to do this. I'm trying to teach myself to do this in game. Sometimes it's just worth pushing a team because you don't know if everybody's there.
That's a fact.
That could have happened with Torch or with Invasion, but everyone is kind of just panicking, trying to figure out where they can go that's safe.
They're going to play inside this little dip right here. It's like a huge dip. It's not really little. They're going to play inside this from now on. But I think you're right. And that's something that I have to tell people continuously in any game that I play. All right, well, yes, you've been shot at from this place, but you don't know that there could be one person there. You never know. So it's worth sending it. And we're going to see RR send it to Torch right here.
I like it. So they got the motorcycle, perfect vehicle to send it in here. I love the first person backseat of the motorcycle coming in super, landing right on the roof.
Oh,
okay, took you a little bit of damage, not terrible there.
Oh, they got a knock.
Oh, he gets the headshot onto Torch. RR flanks is coming in. Are they going to expect it? He has no health and he's just full sending it right now with the AK. You'll love to see it. Getting the flush. He got a knock.
Wait.
No health. He's got 16 health, Bing.
Wait. Somebody else died. Who took down Tyrannical? There's only one member left of this team.
They must have got shot from somewhere else. I don't know what happened.
RR.
Crazy. RR just... Oh, might have been another
It's
member
Invasion.
of RR.
I don't know what happened. RR just took this compound.
Crazy. This is what we're talking about. They just took that 3v4 against Torch. And AE just takes out LQ. They've been eliminated from the match. Dude, this is absolutely wild.
Dubhub up here putting in work as well. And I think BM is on the way to this fight too. Let's back up real quick. So I got to see what's happening right now. Okay, it's just TSG and Dubhub. The rest of TSG has gone down. We got a... That's a flat. That's going to be a solid flash.
So many teams here were in this circle, like zone after zone after zone, and right now it's all coming to a close, and everyone is having to frag out right now. So many teams were alive so far into this game. BM, with all of their members up right now, they're going to possibly pull up on DH, who just got done fighting. And sometimes when you're just done fighting, you're really not ready to frag out again. Look, he just caught him looting, missed those shots, but they might be able to capitalize on this a little bit. But no, only two members of BM are there. So this is going to be a tough fight for DH, but they might not know the situation, and they could get pinged from RMV from behind. They're kind of in this little valley here with multiple teams around them. They got plenty of time though, and they're in the circle. What's
weird about this is that they rotated that way, right? Instead of coming as a 4-man on that third party, they just came with 2 to think that they could win this. Oh, look in the distance over here. RMV's coming too. What are we watching right now?
RMV had the sideline from behind, so basically they can just wait, and RMV is still in the circle. You can quickly show the circle. I want to see where it doesn't look like it moved a lot. It actually moved off Invasion. They're still going to be able to stay there if they want to. AFI kind of in a tough spot. RR with a play that paid off, taking the center crater.
Oh no, Laggy.
Laggy might have just bit off more than should. No, he gets finished from RR from the center.
You know what it looks like sometimes, like when everybody's spraying at you and the only thing saving you is like a car, man. It's just so tough. The car, and then that car does that dramatic explosion that you hate. Now you're just getting, oh man, it's just tough. But I think AFI might be able to get a knock here as they get him in the vehicle.
Invasion knows they're trying to leave here. AFI pulled up right at the right time, but no knocks, and Invasion's going to be able to head out. But where are they going? Are they going to take They might try to take, there's a bunch of like little mounds here.
They're going to this building.
Then right into the building. So Tyra goes out, so they stopped the push a little early. If they take this and hold this for too long, they might get shot from down below. First knock's coming in from AFI, and RMV could potentially lean over and take shots as well.
I think they might die right here. And then Italian goes down. Where's that happening at? That's also happening back here. And it's going to be Watches and Pilly on a 1v1.
This is so hectic here. So many teams down members. There's not many full teams left.
This is going to be a 2-time versus a 3-time. I don't know what Watches has. Watches is going to have a red dot and he's going to leave. Brain, he's going to get another knock right there. That's going to be on Gravity. And yes, that deep push into the crater has cost them.
It's just one of those situations where they probably were imagining that everyone's fighting on the outer rim and wouldn't shoot at them, which kind of is true, but all it takes is one or two teams to look down at you. They lost the tire and got in a tough spot, and I kind of like what they're doing. They're splitting up to hedge their bet to see who can survive the longest. So they got Demshik over here to the side who's going to lay down behind the blown up car, and then we have the other member of Invasion
Sparky
try to take this shed over here. So it's actually a good play if he can get out
He's
in
dead.
time, unless the car blows up. Wow, he just made it out of there in time. That is crazy.
And then BM has rotated away from Dub Hub because they were getting into that fight and then they never got into it. And now G25 is pushed up on RMV.
I can't believe that G25 and RMV are kind of still here without getting into like a major conflict. They've been here for a while. I think they've been maybe doing some pop shots, but I'm just surprised there hasn't been a major skirmish here. Some of the initial shots coming in with the mini, nice rapid fire coming in, then some spray with the M4. Circle's closing. Wow, they're still on the short side of the circle.
It's going to be tough. And then Dub Hub is going to really, really do well with, oh my goodness.
This nade might be
just short. I thought it was it.
Spectate mode made that thing look like it was going to be great, but came up a little short. These circles today are actually staying in where a majority of the players are. So it's really causing a lot of chaos with so many people. Like, look how many people there are right on this side of the map. It's really nuts to see.
So if we bring up the map, we're right here, everybody. We're Dub Hub here. BM is starting to rotate. RMV's here, and so is G25. These teams are rotating away from each other, though, instead of actually getting into any skirmishes. And then we still have this many teams on the outside, and AFI has a bunch of people over here.
AFI is rotating south. G25 is actually going that way too. Everyone's kind of just turning counterclockwise right now.
Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Is staying just on the north side of the circle.
Oh, looks like G25 spotted Sparky, gonna be able to take him down. That's gonna be it for Sparky right there. So Dimshik, last member up from Invasion, and it looks like I think AFI is thinking that they could just wipe the rest of the people who are on the opposite side of the map on the outside as they rotate in and try to pick up some kills. Oh,
yeah, Jalapeno with the AK and SKS combo.
Oh, look at this. Are they actually moving this way? No way, right?
Dub Hub pushes them here.
No, no way.
I was gonna say, I didn't think they would. That would have been really aggressive if they did. I mean, the circle.
It's gotta come.
DH has great positioning right now. RMV is, or BM, excuse me, is just on the edge of the circle. I think they're gonna be okay there.
AFI lost one here, and now it's just gonna be.
He's gonna try to take out AFI, but they hit him with the M4. Taken out. When you're on that road, you can actually lay down and not be seen from the crater. So they might try to hide there for a little bit longer while these teams are preoccupied.
The Dub Hub can really make this push and kill everybody, I think.
This is insane. Most times, 9 times out of 10, the teams on the outside of the crater are shooting in, but there's so many teams still fighting in the crater that they're not even taking advantage of that situation right now. So all the teams in the crater are pretty lucky that are just hiding out right now because they're so vulnerable to getting shot from the top. And right now, they're just waiting to see what happens with BM and DH. Well, they don't know exactly what's going on here, but they know that there's still 8 teams left, 24 minutes into the game.
I'm just surprised that Lob is able to hold the entire BM right now, right? The DH, I mean, like they're not making the push. They don't want to make the push because they have the circle and they're thinking like, all right, the next circle shift, they're going to be out, right? But if they make a push or if they get one knock on BM like that right there.
They did Jalapeno. He tried to push up, but look, we got RMV is still there from the side. They're going to be a thorn in somebody's side, whether it's going to be BM or DH. I want to see some smokes coming out. We have 40 seconds.
Oh, there it is.
Another member of BM just went down right now. That's Zert.
So this is the problem that I knew was going to happen right here. The circle came back to them, so now they have to fight everyone.
This is crazy.
Oh,
Now BM is just fighting two different teams. Work mode, just beautiful mini rapid fire. I mean, the mini with the buff, great gun. I always thought it was great. People giving hate, but that guy just rapid fire, great shooting going on.
he almost knocked Benny as well. Benny just survived like a smidget of health.
Molotov coming in near lob. Got the barrel. You can make anything happen with the barrel. Spray's coming in just
Got one.
Takes out the enemy almost with a second.
A little bit of drag. He couldn't snap to him like he wanted to. He kind of drug it. It took him a little bit to get there, but now we got another one going down.
G25, who was rotating down, came back up. So they were here before. Rotated down, came back up. They might be able to. They just finished off RMV eliminated.
I knew DH was going to eventually push out to get some kills, and they did. So now it's going to be G2 5 versus Dub Hub right here.
We're down to 4 teams here. Team 16, RR still alive, who took out the center area. Invasion still has a member left in the top 4.
Here comes all the U2.
5 with the play. One member DH down. Second one goes down to the nade from North. The last member, Stiffy. Alive, getting off. Oh no, and Brain's still up. Stiffy with a big play on Clap.
That's 10 kills
kill.
for somebody.
Nice flush there.
Oh, Brain's going down from that. That was an amazing spray. I told you he was. I told you he was good, bro. I told you he was good.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Oh,
in right there.
He is somebody that's not talked about a lot, and I have no reason, I have no clue why not, but he should be spoken about often because those were really good shots. They didn't get that nade off in time, but look at Flank living up to his namesake.
RR Flank somehow leaving the center compound. I mean, who is this team right now? Coming in, just making plays, moving all over the map. Fearless pushes right now into the area, and then followed up with his molly just off to the side, or else this could have been a double kill. Dub Hub is just surviving like an onslaught from multiple sides. I don't know how they're still alive here. They're probably running out of utility, but they're going to need to get as many smokes down as they can.
It's wild that nobody is aggressive enough to push into the crater and just shoot down yet. They're looking everywhere else, but nobody has pushed to the crater after they get the knock on a Dub Hub member to take the 1v1 right there. Instead, they're throwing util, and it's not actually hitting. And it's probably because of this car a little bit as well, and they're a little bit off with their util throws. But I'm surprised.
There's just not a lot of cover here. Everyone's just using these dips and staying low. RR Flanks with a beautiful shot onto Augie there.
And North took down, Shank takes down North, and now Benny's going to be one shot. Wait, we're missing somebody, right? Dimshik. Okay.
Dimshik is still hanging down in the crater. Not full health. I wonder if he's out of heals. No, he just healed up. There we go. Flanks.
Finally spots him.
Car giving cover, and actually, Benny takes out Flanks. He's knocked. Can Shank get this revive off? Well, he was able to take out Benny, and he's going to get this revive. We're down to 3 teams, 2v2v1. G25 has gone down the hill again, so they've just been keep going up and down the hill.
This is going to be a spectacular finish right here.
This is nuts because it's anybody's game. Demshek, he's the last one left, right?
Yeah.
He's now on the back side, and you have to imagine that RR probably thinks that side's somewhat clear because they just came up this way. So obviously they're going to be looking in each direction, but they might not be looking this way. And Demshek's got the M4 with a 3-time scope, and he still has 3 lethals up, which it's so huge having the lethals up late in the game because this is when you need them, when people are hiding out in bunkers or in a little shed like this. And look,
I thought he was going to play the rock, but he didn't make it there. He already went for the shots.
So shots were just off, but a nice nade came in, and those shots hit. Shank now, knowing that Demshik's there.
Flanks is going to play the rock and get knocked by him.
Tries to do it, but the circle's on his back. He gets shot, and like I said, Demshik still has... Oh, Shank takes out Demshik.
Shank takes him out, but he got 10 kills in that... His 10th kill right there for the team. And now it's going to be a... 10 kills right here for what? For Shank. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yes, 10 kills for RR, 4 for Shank, 6 for Flank. Not gonna be able to get the heal on Flank, so G25 might not know that it's actually a 2v1, and now it is.
North can't go down right here to any shots. That'll make this a very, very tough. I think Shank has to come down the hill. Shank, This might be
He
it.
does. He's got to come down the hill. He's running out of health. He's got 4 smokes though. He's got to use them now.
Oh, he's down.
Right. Oh,
He's down.
Didn't see that North was more to the right, and G25 confirms that kill. I mean, they are fast killers, G25. There was no opportunity for a mistake, but strong claps right now for RR, who just made some crazy plays there with 3 members, 10 kills, second place. Demshik bringing Invasion into the top 3 again with 4 total team kills, and G25 with the first place finish with 4 total team kills.
That ending was crazy, and it's all because we make fun of circles and how PUBG is not giving us the circles we want sometimes. But listen here, Blitz, that was a crazy circle, and the fact that the teams didn't die till the end of the game. This is why we all love Miramar, right? Because the end game is so good in comp. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that type of. Think about how long these fights were. Dubhub was alive way longer than they should have been, and able to get the reses, able to put up a stand. Great job right here, using the ridge using the dip pretty well, right? There were just some really good util.
People in competitive play and in rank, there's always more teams alive at the end than in a casual match, but this has to be like a new record because there are so many people here on Miramar in an area where you're not in a city. This is something you'd see when you're in a city and every team has a building and you're just waiting for the circles to close. For being out in the open, this has to be the most people I've ever seen. With literally, look at the cover here. There is absolutely no cover. There were so many teams in this spot. It was definitely, this was a super long Final Four as well, Bing. I mean, look, the whole replay here is just the top 4. So it definitely was a long ending to that match.
That's a good point right there. We were definitely in the Final Four from phase 7 till 9. Maybe before that. Maybe it was 6 to 9. But yes, we were definitely in this for a long time.
It was a long time for sure. And like I said, Oh, keep going, Big.
Oh, and they were fighting the entire time. Like, it wasn't like anybody stopped shooting at anybody. They literally shot from the the beginning of the time we started with till the end. That was crazy. This is a crazy fight.
I was surprised that teams still even had enough ammo and throwables to make it out of there. So kudos to these teams for keeping. I mean, again, that's an important part, is keeping that stuff available for the end game when you really need it. And what I was going to say is I haven't, I've been catching more and more of the PCL. I've been co-hosting some of the events with you. I haven't been able to see all these teams play, and very cool to see RR make that full send on the motorcycle, learning about these teams, seeing G25 completely frag out, just laser shots coming in, and seeing Invasion doing their thing, making it to the top 3 again. And even shout out to Dubhub, surviving in a situation that was super chaotic. So it's just cool to see the teams performing at this next stage.
I'm glad you pointed it out, because I was just about to say the same thing. I was going to say that it's nice to see teams grow. RR is a fairly new team. They're a team that plays in all of the scrimmages and everything like that in order to get better. And it's good to see that they have some confidence in order to make that push that they made. That was an amazing push. Flip over, full send, hop over the top of the building, hop out, and let's get busy. I love to see it. And then to see somebody like North be able to get put on a team like G25, and then they're making the plays necessary to win the game, and he's hitting the shots. That's the kind of stuff that we look for. And that's the reason why, I love doing the PCL, and I love to see players grow. I love to see teams grow, and I love to see moments like this. And of course, we talk about, Invasion. They're going to be a consistent team. They've always been a consistent team. But to see Dubhub be up there and be in a very precarious position and still able to make their way into top 4 while getting a lot of kills, it's nice to see. So it's one of the reasons why I come back every day, because I enjoy these moments. Excellent. And you know what else it does, Blitz? I'm sorry to cut you off, but what else it does is it negates that the same teams play well all the time stigma that comes with competition sports sometimes, right? Like, oh man, it's just the same teams over and over. Well, you could tell nowadays that that's not the truth.
Yeah, obviously you do see some of the same teams making it to the end, but there's so many times there's other teams popping in and different teams in the Final Four. So and that's what you want to see. And lost what I was gonna say there, but it just like definitely is awesome. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So check this out. G25 North, the only member of his team in the first game, did what he could to make it into, I don't know how they finished, maybe top 10 placement for him, and then gets 2 members of his team, and they get the win here. So that's got to be a big boost of confidence for them. And you know, in these games, we talked about this in a previous broadcast. How you start these games, and also just your confidence going into each round is huge. So they definitely got to be feeling good. The shots are landing. They were playing pretty smart, and they won with 3 members. So it's definitely a big confidence boost going into the next few games.
Man, that was a lot, and you guys did a great job talking about the players. But thank you guys at home for watching us. Blitz, you're doing an amazing job as always. We're going to be on a brief intermission. We'll be right back in about 3 or so minutes. Thank you guys very much, and see you when we get back.
GG.
Welcome back, everybody. We have another Miramar game at hand after that crazy finish in the last game, where we saw the dub hub at the end. We saw invasion in there. We saw RR getting crazy, and then we also saw Blitz. Help me out, Blitz. Who took it home? 2G25. Thank you.
Dub hub staying in at the end. Crazy last finish, and we are in. So we're doing Erangel, Miramar, Erangel. So final game on Miramar today. The plane headed from Valle de Mar, Street by the Sea, baby, all the way to just below El Hazar. Teams floating out right now. Looks like we got an even distribution between the north and south side of the plane. Most likely going to be a center or southern circle here. So we'll see what that pops eventually. Teams trying to figure out. Looks like a lot of teams are going to the same spot as last time. LQ going to be just south of Los Leones. XG landing there as well. Invasion going to Picado. We might have some teams fighting near Hacienda, also near Power Grid. It'll be interesting to see how these guys land down. Look at TSG. They're going to be okay. Those compounds have decent loot. I wonder if they wanted to go to Power Grid and aren't going there. Torch going into San Martin.
I think that these teams wanted to go here. So this is what Jin got me here, right? When I was looking at Genesis play, Genesis had a split where they wouldn't go to invasion, but they would drop 2 players in this particular compound, and then they would push to Picado because Picado was missing like 1 or 2 guns, or they didn't have the guns that they needed. So maybe TSG is going to loot this and then push Power Grid, or and then push Picado. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, this is it.
Wow. We just saw a circle go all the way east. Both islands are, half of the circle, or you could say a third of the circle is in the water right here. High potential that this could potentially be an island circle.
This is the one.
Even if it is or isn't, Bing, these circles are crazy because so many people are going to be lined up against the water that this is going to be one of the circles where you're going to want to get there now, or you're going to want to just stay on the edge and let chaos unfold because you don't want to be late to getting to the water.
Bliss, this is the one. This is going to happen right now. Island finish. I know it. Oh, Mickey. Oh,
Havoc defending the compound now. Mickey going down.
Buddy goes down.
Mickey took out Buddy. Excuse me.
Oh my goodness, those were some really good shots. And now he's gonna get a wipe. Oh wow. No, Berserker. They've been working some magic with the 2-man all day until right there it just didn't work out for him. Got dropped on and got taken out. But this is it.
With only 2 players.
This one right here. It's gonna end right here on my marker.
Wow.
I promise.
Like, love dub hub spot here. They're splitting all the small compounds. They're going to be able to quickly rotate if they want to get into position.
I think they like this a lot. We've noticed that this is their kind of like, I
love this drop. I love taking the small compounds. I know people like going into cities. That's great. There's good loot there. But ranked, I think, just got a small increase in loot again. And in esports mode, the loot is fairly decent. I feel like you can get what you need at these small compounds. And they also have some good visuals on where other teams landed in the area, and really nobody's at Impala or any of the compounds north of there.
I'm surprised we haven't seen some full send rotations already, right? Like I think teams are missing the opportunity. It's been 3 minutes so far, about almost 4 minutes now, and nobody has actually started moving yet.
Yeah,
that's rare.
LQ and RR just getting to the vehicles, but they need to. They are so far away. RR is definitely going to have the hardest time rotating in, and there's really not a great path from where RR is into the circle. They might try to go south side.
I think they're going to take the whole road all in. Yeah. And I think you're going to see the same thing with LQ. LQ is that type of team that'll come like to this point right here, then take the road towards the bottom and try to get on top of this mountain. And then try to shoot down. They haven't been playing, like I said before, right? They've been away from the game for a while, and you can tell because they haven't played with the same ferocity or tenacity that they played with to get into the final, to get into this round. And I was worried about this for certain teams, for certain Group A teams. Group A hasn't played in a very, very long time before coming into round number 2. They finished Group A first, and then there's 2 weeks in between. So what is that? A month and 2 weeks, basically. They haven't played the game on a competitive level if you haven't been playing weeklies or 1 day somewhere. So I'm worried that they're too rusty, or they're not they're too rusty to play at their height right now. And it looks that way to me.
Well, because playing ranked I'm sure these guys are playing ranked out there to practice a little bit, but obviously that's much different than competitive environment, and this is also an FPP.
Right.
So that changes things a lot as well.
If we could, I don't even want to discuss it right now, but maybe one day on a podcast, me and you could talk about the whole rank thing right there, the FPP, TPP, blah 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 rank situation, right? But I don't feel like going into it right now because it's gonna upset me.
Okay, here we go. BM driving in. Look, they have nobody in front of them. There's actually a great compound by the intersection here. It's not great, but it's a good spot to hold temporarily. I wonder if they'll take that or go for a more aggressive position. Invasion now, kind of looking for a spot to go. RMV holding down. I love this compound, man, in the middle of nowhere. Let's see if Invasion pushes this because RMV is not all there together. Only one member is there. Invasion heading close. Will they just drive by? We'll see.
I think they're trying to see if somebody's in there. They didn't cut the engine. They get shot at. This is important. It was important for him to take those shots. If he doesn't take those shots, he may get shot at. They may push, right? And so he took. Look at this.
Sparky's all the way up there. Look at this double drop.
I saw this.
LQ might get. So I had heard that this is a glitch in PUBG right now, but I don't know if it is. But these are really close together, and I'm not sure if that's intended to be that way. Maybe PUBG Andy in the chat can confirm with us if that is truly a glitch or that's just kind of a randomization of where the crates drop now. But in any case, some definite luck there for LQ. And you're right, AE took the spot. This is actually a pretty aggressive spot to take. Usually you see very aggressive teams go up here and start commanding the zone from this position.
It looks like, it just looks like Invasion is in a very tough position. However, because I thought LQ was gonna get the look down on Invasion in that crack because you could see where they're shooting at. You can see where AE is shooting at, so you can play it aggressively. But you can see LQ is just gonna not fight that, and they're gonna rotate away. Wow.
I mean, I think they should take their level 3 gear and get into position, look for a boat potentially if that's where they need to go. And if that's the decision they make, I'm definitely agreeing with that. And look, one of the members, Nobody, was actually behind a little bit. What happened to RR here? BM Jalapeno just positioning himself.
Yeah, where are they? Oh, they did what we thought.
RR is going okay. They're taking the long way south.
BM
into the circle.
BM. So okay, I got to give you some news. So during a weekly, we had this circle, and it actually almost went to the island. Jalapeno, there's the lighthouse island over there. He swam to the lighthouse island and was shooting from that island while everybody else was fighting on the mainland.
Wow.
Right. So he's the we call him the lighthouse captain because that's who he is now.
And he famously showed us the play in Minas where he went up the tower. So I'm like now knowing Jalapeno for making these crazy plays and by himself and making these adventurous.
This guy, yes, this guy is different. Is what it is. I like it. Is Torch gonna get into a fight right here? No, they're gonna avoid this. Oh, this is only Dom on this motorcycle.
Yeah, just a solo on the motorcycle there. Wabaku and the rest of the team trying to meet up somewhere. We got T3 at Junkyard, TSG just below Minas, RMV finally grouping up together. So teams are pretty slow to rotate in here. I thought this was going to be a fast push to the water, but I think maybe these teams are pretty hesitant. No one's even actually in the water. Maybe they were watching that game you just mentioned.
Oh yeah, they're not. They're not going to go there. The only way we're going to see teams actually start swimming to the island is if this next circle has both of the islands in. And
double hard shifts. Yeah,
it has to go right to it. Oh, one of them is in.
Okay.
I like this though.
But it's looking pretty unlikely that to me that it's going to go there. It could happen. It could obviously happen.
It has to be the next circle has to still have the island in it. That's
okay. Let's bet though. Okay, yes or no decision right now. Is it going to the island?
Yes.
Or no?
I'm always gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
I gotta say no.
I'm gonna say yes every time.
Okay. Love to hear it.
I'm gonna say yes every time. Like I think that I'm gonna tell you right now. And an Erangel is gonna go military or it's gonna be a Kaminsky circle. That's just the only two options.
Oh man, that makes me nauseous thinking about. I'm kidding. I don't want to see Kaminsky circle. I want to see a beautiful center Erangel circle.
Oh man. And look at the teams now. They're hard shifting, and then we have LQ getting tagged up right here, but nobody's going down.
I am shocked that they made it through pretty much unscathed there from Invasion. Good rotation, kind of lucky situation, and LQ flexed. and nobody can
Oh no.
through the bottom
Oh
here.
no.
Oh no, not a good situation. Just crashed into the water. Invasion knows Demchik getting that information, putting down some quick shots. Nobody was trying to get there to help, but now he's got to go and get out of there. He might end up in the water himself. I think this is going to happen here. No, he's staying alive somehow.
Oh no.
They are in a tough spot. They need their team to get closer here and put some shots towards Sparky and Demchik.
Wait, where's this fight going on? Right up top, we got to get there because it looks like Watches is down. Oh, then the nade right on him.
E and BM are fighting here. This is actually pretty good for LQ though, because they could have probably pushed this and third partied. There's a knock right above them, but they're just trying to rotate around and get out, and they're going to let their teammate go down. Unfortunately, Flex, sorry that you crashed into the water there. You hate to see it, but I guess they're playing for position right now, or maybe additional points.
It's like when we talked about the other day. When do you tell your teammate, like, man, I'm sorry you made a bad choice, or you crashed your vehicle because now you're gonna have to die? Like, there's nothing I can do for you.
Well, that situation, man. I mean, obviously he knows that one's on him. It's just unfortunate, these things happen when you're trying to drive in PUBG, and even the best players in the world, that happens.
The TSG, I think, only has 1 kill. I thought they had more than that, but they did get a knock up here. It's going to be Torch trying to play this area up here. They were trying to get aggressive, and then they left.
Torch down, and I'm surprised that
he's gone.
They were there.
Yeah, I think they were trying to play real aggressive, and it didn't work. And if Flank's going to go down as Tacticals on by himself over here, just doing what some things that Tacticals does sometimes, man.
So Tacticals is moving up and XG is across the way.
Oh, he got that kill stolen or confirmed by OG.
Yeah, he's actually in an, I don't think anyone's going to come his way, but he's actually in an interesting spot if XG decides to go down.
He's going to be the anchor to their push right now. I think that they're...
Random member of NT just coming in super late. Gravity here getting a quick knockout validity. Oh, it's actually 2 members in the truck. NT, I don't know what happened, coming in late to the bottom of the circle, and Invasion just been holding this down. Oh, the rest of NT was behind them. This is not a good rotation. Even if NT drives up the street and avoids Invasion, they're going to run into another team. This was just way too late of a rotation. I know they probably landed far away and we're trying to get in, but this is a tough one here.
Gravity's going to get knocked. He was half health when he went for the confirmation, and now I don't know. That's crazy. That just didn't help him right there. He gets knocked in the open, and now it's going to be a one-on-one with Arctic and Tacticals.
Arctic for Tacticals, good situation here. Caught him in the open. Very nice for Arctic. Good spray.
Good spray
there with the AK 3 times.
Good spray.
Very good shot, and that's great for them. They need the points. Also, a little confidence boost there, getting a knockdown down. He's the last member, and there's 2 teams basically pushing him right now. That's insane.
The island's out. It's fine, everybody. We'll live to see it another day. Trust me, but we're going to see if Arctic can just try to get away from this, as Dimshik has pushed over him and Sparky to try to get a kill right here.
Might not be worth it for Arctic to just drive into the blue and just go around, or is he just going to try to send it right past here? He is going to. Console that makes these sprays pretty hard on console because you just can't have the same drag as PC. Arctic getting away. Demchik going to spray with the MK. Very nice. I didn't know he had that. It's going to be helpful for later on. And
Arctic might be taking these kills, but looks like LQ Nice is going to be picking up some kills. Nice done right here, as LQ has picked up at least 2 kills, I think, so far. And
very nice. LQ getting in some nice spray with the mini. Great headshot there. Invasion Sparky takes out Arctic, finally eliminated from the match. And look at this match compared to last Miramar. There's actually a lot of teams already eliminated. It's actually a pretty open circle. There's multiple areas that are still open in this. LQ going with a big nade onto IT, not going to make it far enough. Oh,
it's crazy. That was the exact spot that he wanted to throw it, because that's where they were at first. They just got up right there.
But then they weren't able to catch Rebel across the street. They need to push here. 1 member left. Laggy trying to get out the frags, trying to get out the throwables to stop or slow the push. He is now the last member left.
That was not going to do it. And now here comes well, excuse me, I didn't mean to come all the way over here, but it happens like that sometimes, and I'm late, and there's going to be a kill. Who's shooting at them from the top? That's going to be BM. BM moving into another solid spot. They have 5 kills. I wasn't aware.
BM has a great spot. They've been kind of playing in this area like AE, and if you can hold this down, This is a great spot, especially where the circle rotated to. What happened? So AEs, they ran into AEBM, right? And they eliminated them. I think that's what happened. I think they're out now.
I think so too. Yep. Where did Sparky just went down somewhere over here, as the Dub Hub is now going to have to fight XG.
This could be an interesting skirmish here. DH is actually in a great spot. I love this split. They have a 1-2-1 split here. One guy in the mountain, Benny, two people holding the center hill, and then another member all the way out to the right. This is a great way to hold this area.
If Pilly moves up too much, Benny's gonna get the kill, right? Because Benny's in a really good angle, but he can't really see him unless they walk up a little bit.
Absolutely, but it is going to try to it is kind of going to zone them out. They're going to have a hard time going right because they'll be seen from the hill, and if they go left, Benny will have an angle. But they're actually not focusing that way anymore. I don't know what's going on. They just let him have the mountain here. I guess they're just
just left. Oh, the circle is phase 4.
I guess they decided we're just all going to head out. Interesting. Oh, circle just went up north. That's why. So they just abandoned the fight.
Silent truce.
He's going to get in, but they're going to be rotating in right with AFI here. AFI lower on the point total right now, so they're going to be looking for a strong spot here where they can get some kills and also some positional points. So definitely want to see where they end up landing.
It's crazy that you see that right there. Silent truce going on. Everybody just rotating together because they know the time in the circle. Wow.
It's crazy. Torch, again, we always see them in position, and they're in the position right now. Will a team crash them like RR last time? I don't think someone's going to crash this compound, but we'll see. There's just so many hills that you can play other than this. Invasion down to 2 members. Is AFI going to pull up here?
They kind of let it go. And now we got to see if they've run into Twisted T over here.
Omerta just took out one of Dub Hub. T3 lined up behind AFI.
Shoot it
with the Balti.
Shoot it. Oh.
So hard to make that decision though from that distance, giving up their location. LQ knocking BM.
What? Now they're shooting.
DH retaliating, trading on AFI. Omerta going down.
You got to shoot that there. They shot at him after, and they could have just opened it up.
AFI was positioned between 2 teams and they're deciding just to leave. With only 2 members in this car, there's a 3rd member of AFI that's left behind.
Police gets knocked.
I don't know what happened. They left him.
Oh no.
They're gonna crash right into a full squad here. They just flipped over. Actually, lucky flip for them.
That worked for them.
Didn't have a situation to fight, but Bradshaw takes him out immediately. And just like that, AFI is eliminated. Like I was saying, lower the point scale right now. AFI is a great team, but they're just having a hard time finding where to go. Sometimes everywhere is taken, and just super unfortunate. They tried so many spots, and everything was taken right there.
At a point, right? At a point, after you go into one particular compound and there's somebody there, you go to another one, there's somebody there, you have to say to yourself, we're just going to have to fight a team for one of these because it's just too much. There's no way we're just going to keep losing members on rotation because we haven't found the spot for us to go. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I think that
or really prioritize I mean, I know you can't control the circle, so it's hard to say this, but try to rotate as early as possible, somewhere center, and just kind of keep rotating quickly.
These circles have been, every circle we've done so far has been a hard east shift, right?
This is pretty tough though, because for AFI and these teams, the circle keeps just going north and north and north, and every team is just fighting to get there. So unless you were lucky enough to be there, this is a really hard one to shift to, and it's not an easy terrain to drive quickly through. So I feel for them. And there's people there's not a lot of compounds, so you don't know where people are going to be. Everyone's in just a random hill.
Yeah.
So to defend the AFI and all those teams, it's just impossible to know where people are going to be.
We're just seeing a lot of shots being popped off right now. But what we're going to see here is a really, really crazy finish. What circle are we in right now? This should be about 5. So we're going to phase 6 with 10 teams up and 33 people alive. And like Blitz said, there's going to be no cover anywhere. It's just going to be people standing in hills, except for maybe Torch, who has to leave their compound as well too. So I think BM is the only team that's in a compound in TSG. Everybody else is going to be out of a compound, so they're just going to be hills.
Dude, G25, we haven't heard from them yet. They're making their push. I can't wait to see if they're going to just crash here or play. Okay, they're going to play the ridge here. This is actually a pretty good ridge.
And that's a good point that you said. I don't think they've been in an altercation once. I don't think they've fought anybody. I think they went to the far north, and I think they've just been walking in slowly but surely. The question I have after that is, are they ready to fight, right? Because you haven't shot at anything this whole game. Are you going to be ready to fight when the situation arises? Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll definitely see.
So I know this is on a major delay, but back to the crate situation. The crates landed right next to each other. Andy in the chat said that it's not a bug that he's aware of. Andy being one of the community managers for PUBG console, and it's just random. So that was just a random drop that they were that close together. Crazy to see. Mshek getting knocked by Augie. DH is playing pretty strong right now in the second Miramar match.
Sparky just has to leave him. You can see right there that Augie wasn't aware that they had Augie wasn't aware that they had those people there, and he left the space because it was a peek, right? I didn't think he was going to continue to peek over the hill, but he did, and that was a great knock on him. And then Stiffy gets another knock on Twisted T.
So DH is doing a good job fighting in front and behind them. T3 actually gets the finish on Sparky. Is that the elimination of Invasion? I think so.
That is the elimination of Invasion. They are out, and you can see North's going to get knocked right here from frame B, and then Stiffy gets knocked by Torch.
So Torch finally heading out of the compound, rotating left. Brain actually is able to, oh no, DH, I'm confused here. No, DH is still around. They eliminated T3.
Yeah, they just lost Stiffy as well. So it's T3's out, DH still in, TSG about to hold out DH. Whoa.
But yeah, but also we have RMV is not so far away from having, well, they're pretty far away, but they might have some DMR shots on TSG here. Potentially, DH is about to get sandwiched between Torch and TSG.
Oh, great shots from Brain.
With a clutch kill against Wabaku. With the AK at that distance, great shooting coming in, and he's got a lot of throwables, 5 smokes and a frag. They can start, they can get out of the situation if they get another knock and keep pushing in one direction. But they're gonna get fragged from TSG.
Oh, he splits them too, not able to hit anything with that frag. But M's gonna knock Brain. And then,
oh wow, and then TSG, they just got, like I said, they got sandwiched between two teams there. Tough position to be in.
It's not much you can do right there either. Wow.
RMV moved down. They might have had a position to potentially zone out TSG, but they moved down. So TSG might be able to kind of take the top side of RMV here. I'm surprised that RMV did that, but I guess they moved in here because there's just a little bit more cover.
I don't know which member of RMV was just hitting those shots, but if those were shots with the SCAR, those were amazing shots that was just being hit right there. I don't know who was hitting them, but because there was 2 members shooting at them, but if those were the SCAR shots hitting, those were great shots. Somebody's lucky that the SCAR isn't buffed up a little bit. Oh my goodness, more than it was.
Oh, it did receive a small buff.
Yeah, but more.
Right? Isn't like a crazy weapon, but it's, you're right.
It's good. It's you know what?
It's good.
I think that this is the best the game has ever been weapon wise for situations like that, right? Because if it was too good, then right now is the only time you can see every gun being used in a competitive environment. People are using the
absolutely. I mean, today we're seeing a lot of AKs. People still using the barrel, the M4, the SCAR. In terms of AR, this is probably the best I've ever seen, and every gun is pretty much viable right now.
I love it. I think it's absolutely amazing. Some of the best work PUBG has ever done, and I think they should continue to do what they're doing. Frame B's gonna knock North again.
Big knock on North, excuse me. They can confirm that would be a big loss for G25, and he's actually right on the outskirts of the circle, so it might be hard to get him up. RMV.
Clap's gonna go down as well. To Bradshaw, G25 is in a bad spot. That late rotation just didn't happen the way that they wanted it to happen, and now they're gonna get taken. Like, that's just tough. And they have to come across the street. In any situation, if you're the team that has to walk across the street, you're probably not in the right spot at the end of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, they came in late, and I think they were getting ready for the rotation, and then things just slowed them down, and now it's possibly too late to get across. Like you said, you don't want to have to be crossing the street in that situation. XG, see the last member left hiding out here.
No. They're stacked. He's running.
They're all there. He's just hiding up behind.
Yeah, he's doing a little.
I thought he was snaking.
Right, he's just doing a little thing right here. G25. Yeah, Savage is gonna die to the blue. That's a smart play. Yeah, that's a smart play. Don't give anybody free kills. You know you're not gonna be able to make that rotation, so just die to the blue right there. Now LQ's doing a good job too, but they're literally hiding on the edge. Phase 7 is gonna close in. They're gonna have to fight RMV right here. Early knock is what one of these teams needs.
Absolutely. LQ does not have an easy way in. This reminds me of game one with Erangel. They're kind of on the outskirts here and a lot of good teams in front of them. So they're going to have to kind of peacock here, show out, blow out those feathers and just fight forward because it's going to be a tough situation. They got XG below them and RMB up there. XG fighting Torch. This is the time for LQ to make a move somewhere. 2 members of Torch going down and Torch eliminated. One of them getting stolen from TSG.
And is XG on the way? Look, Knight's going to go down over there to RMV work mode.
Blue with the trade on Legends.
Turbo gonna go down over here. Frame's gonna go down from BM. BM's making a push on that side as well. Wow.
So much fragging going down right now. BM Frame just got stolen from BM. BM is now shooting with taking out RMV. So LQ has position if they're still alive. I'm not even sure they are. So actually they just teamed up on RMV. Unfortunate situation there. And they're eliminated, taking us to the top 4 teams with LQ, Team 17 with 3, Team 13 with 3, Team 14 with 3. Oh. Got a lot of knocks, and Team 13 is on the way out potentially here. TSG.
Whoever wins this fight right
aggressive.
Here will be able to win the next fight. That's crazy. It's going to be, oh, look at this.
This nade, will it land? Just behind him, and now when you're laying down, you take less damage from nades.
Right, if he wasn't prone, he would have died. Yes. Exactly. If he wasn't prone, he would have died from that. That is a good point.
And XG tried, beautiful flank from behind. Can he get one of the members out? Almost does,
but
can't confirm the kill. Just missed him, and the turnaround with the help from his teammate, taking out and eliminating XG. We're down to the final 2 teams here. It's going to be BM versus TSG.
This
3.
That's crazy. This is a weird situation. This isn't what you see a lot. You don't see one team win one side of the map and then the other team win the other side of the map. They come out with equal people and they just have a 2.
This is very rare. Normally don't see it like this. Pretty much opposite of what we saw in the last Miramar match. And now I want to see the utility. So we're seeing Albos with 4 smokes and a molly, because this is where utility is going to be huge. And Jalapeno with a good spot in the back here. Needs to reload. Got a frag, some smokes. Got the 8 times.
This who is this? Lob has nothing. No util. So all the util is between Aldos and Jalapeno.
Aldos seems like he has enough for his team. Let's see. We have Bradshaw, Wreck with couple smokes and a molly as well.
They have split.
2 blaze. Okay, so they have a little bit. So both teams have enough smokes. Not too many lethals coming in. Albos with a huge knock on TSG Wreck from the right. He was the sole member from the right trying to flank out and get a different viewpoint. So that's a huge gap now because 2 members are just in front of them. And look at the mini map. BM has spread out. They're taking up half of the map. Always say this, when you're in a ranked situation, you take up half of the circle towards the end in phase 8. There's just no
Are you going for this res right now?
Or a very difficult way to try to come back from this.
Oh, it's over. TSG has been surrounded, like you said, and they don't even get
surrounded. That's the play. BM with a huge position right there, coming in with 12 kills, the winner chicken dinner. Love to see that decisive spread there at the end. And let's check out the final teams here. TSG in second with almost, is that 9 kills? XG in third with 4 kills. LQ in fourth with 6 kills, and RMV in fifth.
So I don't know if I have questions, because I know I liked how this game ended, right? Everybody had big fights here, and our team's suffering right now from the early and often shifts that we're seeing in these circles, because these are pulling way to the east or to the west. This one was to an east circle, and then it shifted so hard north that teams are fighting to find their places in the zone more than they're fighting each other, to be honest.
I mean, we saw that there was a couple phases there where people were not even fighting each other. They're literally just fighting the zone and trying to make it in. We saw almost like a truce of so many teams just trying to get into the circle. So you're right. That's definitely tough. I mean, in every match, there's going to be some hardships. But when a circle goes all the way in one direction off the bat, and then there's hardships after that, you just see a lot of teams kind of trailing. And this plane ride path was very low. So to see the circle end so far north, obviously that's not where a lot of players landed or started to begin with. So I definitely agree with you there.
Oh, yes. That's a good point that you make. I forgot the plane path, because remember, we were shocked to see that the circle had popped where it popped in the first place because of the way the plane path was. So yeah, these teams are going through it right now, and if you're an IGL for one of these teams, I feel for you because it's kind of tough. You have to tell your team like, look, we're going to try something, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's just going to be what it is because I have nowhere for us to go.
Rotating on the east side of Miramar is horrific, and I think a lot of us can agree that playing endgame on Miramar or fighting on Miramar is amazing, but rotating on Miramar can suck sometimes, and that's why Erangel is just a great map because it's easier to drive through and to rotate through and to play out of these crazy circles. But on Miramar, sometimes it's just so difficult to fight out of these positions, and nobody wants to be driving in this area at all. And when you get killed driving, it's always kind of a bad feeling because you want to go out fighting, right? If you go out getting shot, you can kind of at least accept like, okay, I had my opportunity there. I just missed my shot or wasn't great positioning. But when you get shot out of the car, it can be frustrating for these players for sure.
I didn't drive cars with people in them because I don't want them blaming me for getting them killed, even if I take a, it comes down, why'd you drive that way, or why are we hitting these rocks, or why aren't you driving faster? Yeah, you're right. I would love to be able to shoot my gun. That used to be a thing. They say, look, I don't care that we lose, but if we're gonna lose, please allow me to shoot my gun at least once or twice, and I don't want to die in rotation. So I definitely agree with that. We saw some really good plays right here. I think TSG did a really good job of wiping the teams that they saw, especially towards the end of the map, at the end of the game. RMV, who I thought was going to be in the position to win the game, actually kind of got double teamed by BM and LQ. I wasn't over there, we couldn't see that, but that's happening during this fight. And then BM ends up coming out on top on that side as we see TSG come on top on this side. Just XG also making it that far down there and then being able to come in third place. These are huge plays for these teams. Again, these aren't the teams that we talk about often, but you can see that these teams are capable of making these plays and that these teams are starting to step it up and feel more comfortable in the game. And again, this is why we have changed the format and the way the game is played. So the top 8 teams from this particular round will be moving on, and then we can focus on the 24 teams that did not qualify, and we can see who's the best out of those teams. That's what we want to do because there's so much talent, and sometimes it's just overshadowed by the talent at the top.
Absolutely. I mean, this way gives a lot of people to play against other people. Like you said, now they don't know exactly the different drops. It's really a great way to just mix and match all the players and get a lot of different competition going on. And I think this is a great way that it's being done for sure. And right here, I want to catch this knock. So it was from Albos, who was on the front line with the SLR. And it was just so huge because the TSG member was the only one to the right there. So once he got knocked, Bradshaw trying to go for the play here, but he had to imagine that a member was pushing, and BM spreads really well here. And you don't even see a ton of smokes coming in.
No,
really from either team.
They never threw them. They didn't get there. They got the early knock, and then they just start pushing them. But you know what? You can ask yourself, do they get in that position a lot? So are they making the best out of the utility that they have, or are they just fragging? And right there, they just went for the frags.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a brief intermission. We'll be right back after these brief messages with an Erangel, and it'll be our 4th and final match of the evening.
Nice job, man. Nice job.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with our fourth and final game of the night. It's going to be an angle, and we are dropping in. I like the circle. It's going to be from I like the flight path from military to Kaminsky, and we're going to be hosting. I told you.
Wanted to see the circle Kaminsky and military bases.
I told you.
That's crazy.
I told you, man. I told you. It's something about it, man. But this is going to be our final game of the day. I'm your host, Invasion Bing, along with my co-host of the day, Blitz. And we've been having a lot of fun, or at least I've been having a lot of fun. Let me not speak for Blitz. And that last match was pretty good. Well done by these teams. I'm liking the fact that we're seeing teams like TSG and BM starting to get involved and be in the end game and getting some wins as well.
Dude, always happy to be here with you, Bing. I always enjoy this. Thanks for having me again. What's up, everybody? Definitely excited for this match. You always ask me, so I want to ask you, how are you feeling for the last match of the day here, and what team do you want to see step up and try to make it into the final top four in this round?
Okay, last match of the day. I got AE. I'm gonna give you like 4 predictions. AE is gonna get 10 plus kills, right? We got the exact same circle from last game. AE is gonna get 10 plus kills. I think that you're going to see Dubhub get at least 8 kills. Invasion's going to have a monster game right here just because of this circle, and they play well here, and nobody's contesting them in Pachinki. But the winner, take this, the winner of this game right here will be LQ. That's it.
Wow.
That's my prediction.
They've been in the position in every game so far, it seems like. So they could definitely come through with something like that. I want to show you something. Our AFI right now, only team to land military base, they have to be a little frustrated right now. They've just been so far away from the circle in so many games. This popped all the way north again. I mean, if you're playing, you got to be like, dude, a circle's got to go south at some point. And you have 4 chances, and it went north again. No. And they're not going to have an easy transition period here unless ITE and BM head out early, or even flanks. Everywhere they're going to drive through they're going to run into people, and then AE is also going to have an interesting journey in from Primorsk.
What's crazy about this is their typical landing spot is over here, and they don't have there was no way for them to get there, right? So they instead said, all right, let's drop military, and then the circle shifts hard northeast, and they're just stuck. You're right. They're having a very tough day. You guys don't come into Discord as much as I am in there, right? So I see every message, and they are going to be ranting about it tonight. It's going to be bad. So we hope to see them. We'll hope to see them in the late game, but it's really going to be tough for them going forward.
Hopefully they can make the best of the situation. They're a good team. They'll obviously bounce back, and the luck will eventually shift their way. So good luck to them for making it on this one.
Look at this. Nobody's close. Everybody's really doing their looting. They know that they have to. Again, we're still not seeing early rotations. Again, it's 3:30 in the clock. I would expect to see Invasion leaving a little. As I say that, they're getting in the car and leaving now.
Wow, you're right. That's super fast rotation. Look at RMV though. Frame B is by himself. I don't think someo's gonna push that way, but they're really split up.
I don't see him now. Where's he at? I see these two. Oh, right here. Oh, okay.
I don't think anyone's gonna push there with this circle, and Tyrannical's already leaving. But definitely something could happen there. DH looting ruins, Watertown.
Look at this.
We already see some. Wow, we've seen that before. I think
once or twice, yeah. And now we're gonna see. Are we gonna see this push? Who was up here first? Was it Torch who landed? Who wanted to go here? No, Torch missed this. Remember, they wanted to go.
J compound. I don't know if I don't remember they wanted to go there. RR Shank with a really early flank here. T3 sitting nice and clean, and yes, Naya by themselves.
They're gonna go J compound again. I'm almost sure that he's going there again.
I wonder, man. I feel like I love J compound in the middle of the map near apartments, but I don't love this J compound. I mean, I like the design of the compound a lot, but I feel like some of these other smaller buildings are actually easier to hold down towards.
Like this one.
Up where they go to. Yeah, this one's decent. I mean, there's even this small little Alamo building here to the east, which low key to me is one of my favorite spots there to the right. Just this tiny little building. And,
okay, I got you. This one over here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite spots in ranked, man. Just try to push that spot. It's almost impossible. But obviously right now it's not necessary to go there. The circle's still pretty big and open.
G25 is going to push down. They landed Kaminsky. They're gonna be able to push down. Wabaku's gonna get some shots on Wingnut, but not gonna be able to knock him. He does hit him once at least.
Wow,
But
good tag there.
RR is gonna be in a good spot, but
Compound's a great compound to have. I like that compound. It's pretty solid.
they're gonna be in the circle
for that.
They're gonna be in the circle for like 2 or 3 times. Look at this right here.
Another double zone. See, this is what I'm saying. Andy said it's not a thing, but I've been seeing this. If you guys notice, okay, we just saw a fight here between LQ and Invasion. They just both crashed, and Knife is getting shots from a distance. On Invasion, they actually have a pretty good split. Him and Nobody.
They can win this right here. This could be it for Invasion. Can go down right now.
This could be a pretty big upset. I don't know what happened. I wish we could see some kind of replay here. It looks like the vehicle, we obviously saw them flipped over, and Knights comes down with the finish. Invasion eliminated early. I mean, sometimes you just see this happen. All it takes is one tire to go out and just have a bad flip over. Teammates get injured leaving the car, and then that happens. I mean, who knows?
Well, I want to see how many cars that they had. Oh yeah, one of these cars is completely flipped too, or this one exploded. It might have exploded right there. That's going to be Sparky, I think, who died there. And then the other ones got out. There were 3 cars right here, so they had to have their own vehicles on rotation, and something might have just happened. I don't know. That's kind of crazy, like you said. Look at this. Please make some rotation. I was wondering how they were going to get across, but they're fine.
Going across right now is so one of them already made it through. The other members passing now.
Oh no!
ITE driving through in a buggy, which is not the vehicle
he didn't get shot at all. He completely surprised them.
Is he stopping here to get an angle from behind?
I don't think that would. I don't think that would have been a good decision. But
no. It looked like he was getting ready to pull over to the side, but he continues on his way. Wow, so that was a crazy way to start off the match.
Unexpected, completely. These guys swam. They must have got shot at and jumped in the water.
Or yeah, maybe they were definitely going to the right. I wonder if they accidentally fell into the water like we saw with one of the members of LQ last match.
Ah, true. We got some rotations going on. HG. And now, have you noticed that teams are so used to playing in this position that they all know exactly where to go here. So no one's going to be out in the open. They're all going to group right up towards the middle of the zone. And the LQ usually finds all of these care packages somehow, and they're going to drive right by this one because it's not lit up right now.
Back-to-back games where, yeah, they were close to the care packages. But like I said, it just seems like since, I don't know if it was update 11 or maybe even 10 in PUBG on console, that there's been a lot of care packages landing next to each other. So maybe it is random, but it seems to be a weird coincidence that I'm seeing so many, especially in casuals and even in ranked, that they land so close together.
I see. It's a lot of, from saying that, there's a lot of double drops then, because that was a double drop at the beginning of the game, right? That's the second double drop we've seen, and I don't know if they're supposed to happen that often, to be honest. I've never.
I see it a lot. I mean, I play PUBG every day. I see that very, very often now. Like, it seems like it's happening almost every time. So we'll have to pay attention to that going forward.
Nobody's not gonna. He's gonna have one. I don't like this about buggies, right? So when you,
I agree with you. The 2 tires are shot out. I mean, the car really shouldn't be able to drive.
Yeah,
it's strange. Something with the vehicle, not to rant about PUBG, but something with the vehicles is strange because sometimes a tire goes out, the car will like flip over. Sometimes a tire goes out and the car's nothing happens. So I don't know if it's just like a random thing or just depends on the terrain or how you're driving it or the speed, but it seems like it's very inconsistent to what the vehicle will do. AFI here with a great little peek out the window with the Mini. Great gun to be skirmishing with a little bit there. Great bullet velocity flying through. EM with the compound. Do you have a name for this compound? This is a
no, I don't.
I don't have a name for this, but great sight lines here. Hard to hold though with that mini compound below it, in my opinion. RMV taking the same spot. So we're seeing a very similar strategy to game 1. If you guys missed game 1, Erangel was pretty much the same circle here.
What?
And the circle actually ended up ending here. Right north of this building.
Wait,
in the field.
They did the same thing in game 1, right?
Yeah, RMV went to the same spot. They ended up leaving the building at some point, but we're seeing like a lot of the same positioning right now.
I told you, they just love their places and they just pick them and they stick to it. They just do the same things over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, very competitive, ranked environment. People like to do the same things because they have plans for those areas. They have plans. If the circle goes south, we know we're going to go this way. People kind of have strategies that they've developed going to the same place over and over again. We're seeing XG take a water spot. We've seen this every time commentating. We see a team take that spot.
Every single time. They're always there. Literally every time.
Crazy. LQ's got the spot though. This is the spot you want to be at. You're out in the open, it's a little bit more dangerous, but you're protecting yourself for the circle to come off the water, which it eventually will for sure.
Exactly. Let's make this a point. I want everybody to understand. The circle has never, ever, ever, ever ended on this compound right here, because it's nowhere on this side has it ended. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, just rarely see it. I mean, look, we might get something crazy happen in this circle right now. This one actually went more north than the previous match that we saw. So let's see. Maybe we'll see something interesting here.
Those are good
Big
shots
from XG on to Berserk. But one thing with the two-man squad, that's a very tough building to push. XG's thinking about it, but RMV might have a sight line from outside, but I don't know if any shots are going to come down.
They're shooting from the left. I don't know if this is the push, right? You did get a knock, but I don't know if this is the push.
I don't know if this is a push because the circle's most likely going to go north here. They do have a vehicle.
They're putting themselves in a really tough sight line, and it's going to be a tough. And you're right. It's going to be if the circle shifts anymore and they have to rotate again, or it goes any more north, they're going to have to leave here, and now they're going to be in another fight between two teams. Though I'm not sure they knew RMV was here either, because they weren't shooting at the time when the rotation happened. They just got there, instantly got a knock, and then they pushed the knock. So I don't know.
This is what I love about FPP. It's just the kind of like lanes that you have to take, just holding these positions in the window. It's great. So much different than TPP, obviously, that you could do that.
Excuse me, who's on top of this roof with a vehicle? Oh my goodness gracious.
Crazy.
These guys. All right, let's see where the next circle pops and where the next hard shift is going to be.
Nobody located at the double compounds there on the north side. And okay, rightfully so. Circle shifts center on itself. So this is good for most teams. Most teams actually aren't going to have to leave. But the teams that were at Mansion, I'm pretty sure, are going to have to head out. Is Mansion still in the circle?
It is bottom side right here.
It is. So they're okay. They're okay still.
The teams that are going to be out, AFI, again, going to have to make another rotation. ITE and TSG. That was a good knock right there on Lob. They're going to get picked up. What we talk about a lot, that one person who's running the bolt action, going to be able to really, really, knock somebody's heads off right there. And now it doesn't really do anything for you, though, if you can't make that push. And usually you can't. What?
Wow. That's a long shot from AFI. Was that with the mini?
He's so far away.
Oh, see, this is it. The mini with the 8x scope, one of my favorite combinations in the game. I mean, you can level this thing out, meter this thing out to 200-300 meters and just hit great. I mean, it's probably like a 400-meter shot actually there. And the mini's perfect for that. And, I don't know if a lot of players do that. I'm a big, I like to use the 8x scope. I like to meter it out. And you can really hit some long distance shots with that thing.
Man, listen, it's crazy. It's just crazy that he got knocked because he just... That means he had to be standing there for a little while and taking both bullets.
Or hit the shot on the move. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my goodness, great. And now we have BM still holding this compound. BM has made a lot of good rotations today. They're in a lot better spots than they have been recently. Somebody else was shooting at him from a distance.
LQ just took out Mickey and got the another 2 players of IT going down. IT just eliminated. Are our flanks stealing a kill in there?
Did they drive by them? They must have drove by them. Yep.
Because ITE tried to drive by. LQ just completely holding this. Bing came out with an early LQ prediction, and they're playing pretty strong. They're flexing on that hill there, and I like what they're doing. So this could come into fruition here.
Listen, I hope it works because my invasion prediction did not work out for me. So I need to recoup some of my bets right here. G25. and
G25 with a full team here this round.
But look at this. I also had an AE prediction. They haven't been actually getting the kills yet, and they're playing a weird split. But you know why they're playing this split right here? This is the cover. There's no other cover on this particular part, so they're at both trees and by both big rocks down here, and it's good. I think they're predicting that this circle pops more to the north, and then they're gonna be able to make a play over there. But there's nowhere else for them to go.
Split up, and North is on the rocks by himself.
Ooh, I didn't check that.
They're 2-2 split there.
Oh, and North's gonna get some shots.
J compound was open. Oh, North getting a knock onto Rax here. And he's going to pop a tire, which is going to hurt them big when they try to rotate. So AE is going to really, if they get this other vehicle tire popped, AE is going to need to push G2 here to get not only the points for the kills, but then the position to leave out of here.
I don't think he's going to have to double smoke this to be able to get to this res.
Members of AE need to go up here and get some shots on North. I mean, he's just here by himself, and they're kind of just holding their position. But they're going to need to move up if they want to get this res off successfully here. And they're just thinking about it right now. I mean, this is tough. I mean, this is a tough hill to play on. I'm
just not sure I understand the play, but they're going to be in even more danger since Clap is on the roof now.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Clap is on the roof, so it watches is just going like, what can I do here?
Right.
There's such a big sight line from the roof, so really their hands are tied behind their back, so I understand that now.
Bradshaw gets a knock, then gets knocked. XG, then who else gets traded on? That's gonna be projects going down.
Big skirmish here.
Oh no, let's get over here to. So there is 2 members down from TSG, so this is a 2v2 now.
2v2 Polinara coming in with the M4.
They ran.
Stunning out first, and TSG's, they're already out of there. The stunning Polinara was coming in to try to frag out here and finish the fight, and TSG has decided to move on and make it in the circle.
G25 is moving.
They decided to leave.
And Mezzo gets...
Oh no, Mexo with the retaliation on Suva out of the car. Wow, I'm surprised they decided to leave. The circle hasn't pushed him out yet.
But Italian gets knocked and thirsted by RR flanks. What? And LQ has pushed into this compound over here, and they're taking them down. Let's go back over here to R&V. The circle must have popped to the north, or something happened that I didn't notice.
Wow, I don't know what happened. Why so many people are north here. This is crazy. R&V just stopped out of nowhere. Blessed and the rest of the team is continuing on. Rax is on the hunt here.
Oh, car blows up.
Legends is down. Big loss for R&V. Is Frame B going to be able to fight this by himself, as the team just decided to
he beams him.
And he gets a huge knock on Mexo.
Oh, that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
With the scar.
Oh, but look at this. Brace is behind them. Nothing he can do.
Coming out. But R&V could come back and help him here. They could easily be winning this fight if they came back and they left him. Frame is fighting for his life. He got another knock, and Rax is going to be able to finish it. Is R&V going to come back?
They're dead. That's everybody.
Oh, that was everybody. The other team died?
They died over there.
They got killed in the car. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Oh no, tire popped. Tire popped. BM is in trouble. Oh no!
Takes his one tire.
The tire
down on BM.
The tire gets popped, and everybody on the whole map starts shooting at you.
DH and RR just quickly taking shots with the mini wingnut with a Balti action.
They're gonna be able to get that. It's phase 4.
Circle's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna be terrible when it pops. It'll be doing a little bit more damage, but they should be close to getting in here. Torch moved. Okay, I really like this compound Torch is at. They were a little bit to the left here, but they moved to the garage building across the street from J compound. Oh,
Mezzo's just can't do anything over here, and then wingnut. Oh, almost with a little bit of a quickie right there, boys.
And this is with the Moisen, baby.
Oh my goodness.
To see it.
Just a little bit of a quickie. He doesn't get this knock, right?
Wow, are they gonna push this right here? Looks like they might try to push to get a frag in here in the shed. Shank is by himself with one member behind him here. Flanks and Shank. They're a tight crew, and they're playing a man down as well today. And they got the lethals. He's got a frag. He's got a molly. FPP here. Obviously, they can't TPP out of this. If someone peeks when you're throwing,
it's over.
Nade,
he's dead.
Tough spot. The molly was perfect. But it doesn't go in. So the Molotov kind of just chooses where it's going to spread, and it just went the other way. So unlucky fire spread right there for the molly. But they're going to be able to get this nade in here.
No.
Nade's coming back out.
I'm lost.
RR flanks takes out AE.
But then Shank goes down.
But they lost Shank in the process.
That's going to be...
G25 clap.
And now they have sprinted too far out, and maybe G25 can make them pay. And then over here, BM gonna go down. The rest of them to Twisted T. Oh my goodness.
So I'd love the play from RR to get the points, but then they did kind of overextend there. But it's so hard not to at the shed when you have 2 juicy points just sitting in there, ready to get roasted. But that was a tough play for them.
If that molly goes where he wants it to go, that's a great push, right? But he kind of misses the molly.
Honestly, it was such a good molly though, man. I think it just hit like the side of the step and just went the other way. AFI just pulled up on Torch, trying to get a little bit of a hip spray, and his team's trying to frag in up top at the same time. He goes down. TSG just one.
He's on fire
here. He's on fire. 2 health. Will he go down? Bing. The fire stops.
2 health.
These are the moments. How does that happen? So lucky for him. That's insane.
I don't even know where that first grenade came from. That knock, please. I never saw it. He was just dead. I don't understand what happened. And then we're missing a big fight over here. Lou goes down to his own molly. What is going on? It's a 2-man fight in here.
LQ coming in on Torch. How are they going to push this, though? I don't know how many throwables they have. Torch waiting on the door. Level 1 helmet behind the car. I like that position. I don't think they're going to expect him behind the car like that. Another member of Torch. Not sure what he's going to be able to do on top of the garage building. Nobody kind of looking. He looks like he does know someone's in this area here. Just not exactly sure where. Checking the door. No throwables here for nobody. This is where oh, the guy's in the blue. Oh, he comes out and takes out nobody.
Oh my goodness, Wabaku, what an amazing
what an amazing play. They're gonna be able to get him up, right? He's just right on the edge of blue. If he hasn't been knocked yet, that should be
they got him too. Look, that might have been the snakiest play I've ever seen.
He was playing patient there, and what's crazy is he pretty much felt like it looked like his spidey sense was tingling that there was a guy over there, but the tires were just blocking him perfectly. And these are the moments, man, like just like anything in life or any sport, like the odds sometimes that like if he just saw a fraction of his body, that could have went a completely different way. Or if that fire went down differently for TSG, things would have happened differently. And it's crazy, but it looks like AFI actually did fine. They took over the garage building. TSG2 Blaze is by himself on the 3rd story. It's going to be hard for him to get out of that building. Super hard to get out of that building once another team has locked you down.
I'm just trying to find out who's shooting. This is going to be Augie. Oh my goodness, Brain taking down Dom from a distance with that MK. Oh my. Here goes.
Everybody knows the MK is a great weapon, but at this level, the MK just becomes a nightmare to deal with when someone has it at this kind of skill level. But a DP laying down.
There's absolutely nothing Wabaku can do here, especially because they don't have a vehicle. They're just going to continue to shoot at him until he dies. Like there's nothing he can do.
And Berserker comes down, Berserk Buddy, with the kill here on the side, but he's
in that same position.
Well. He's got 5 smokes though. We'd be able to capitalize.
No shot.
There's
no shot. There's just two. When you get in that position where you have to smoke your way all the way into the circle, and you're on foot, and you're gonna die. There's just it's very rare. People don't miss that many shots. I think Blaze might be okay here. He's gonna die after he hops out of this, but he might be able to.
They have to know he's in this building, right? I would imagine. Unless they don't remember, or like unless they never skirmished with him and they think that he left completely. I mean, they're kind of
he hears
acting
him
like there's not someone in the building.
He has to hear him now for sure because I heard him. Right? No, I might have heard his teammate. He might think it's his teammate. Nope. No, they heard him for sure. Yeah.
And then they definitely know where he is now. He might just die to the blue here. Or is he going to go out try to get a point?
He could kill one of them.
Oh my God, the barrel headshot.
Oh, good shots right there.
Time from AFI OG. NT is in a great spot here to capitalize. Whatever happened to LQ? We lost them in all the fighting.
They died to Torch. Remember, as one of them got caught fire, that was that team that just got shot in the back.
Okay, you're right. That's right.
Augie with the knock. He's on top of a building somewhere. Has to be on top of a building.
Such a big play to get on the building. You would not get that sight line without it. I love that they made this play. NT has half the circle, but if DH that kill, they might. What is happening here? Oh,
Ben-
G25 from behind.
Yeah, and Benny's hitting him with the VSS.
Strong plays.
I couldn't really hear it, and then I just saw somebody drop. Oh my goodness!
In a really tough spot here. He's trying to smoke for his team, put down suppressive fire. He's not gonna have time to heal and go for the revive at the same time.
They backed off of this though.
Going for the revive. I can't believe they backed off here. I mean, honestly, one more nade or just a shot that would have came down and killed them. Honestly, this might end up hurting DH because now they're getting stormed from the side here potentially. And
he doesn't know Hobie's here.
Yes, exactly. Augie's aiming past Hobie.
If he's just waiting for him to take a step or a shot. Augie absolutely ripped him.
But now he's got the 4-time DP, but it's too close now. The great play, good teamwork there.
And
that was actually a great play. Now DH doesn't know what to do because they have people pushing on both sides.
Wow,
one of those moments, they were a second away, one shot away from eliminating G25, and if they did, they wouldn't haven't even worried about this side, and then they could have focused on the other team. But now they're still behind them. They have to worry about them. DH goes from being very close to winning this match now to now getting stuck in between two teams, and that's just how PUBG happens. One shot can make just all the difference. But they still have a chance here.
Oh, he missed all of those shots.
NT just waiting patiently. They've half the circle again. If they can just patiently wait out all this fighting, they might find themselves with the dinner here. Great shot through the window from Brain. High IQ play.
Benny's gonna go down. Brain's gonna be by himself now.
Brain's the last one left, closing the door on the enemies. Can he get upstairs in time before the team comes in? It's gonna be his only option. Pre-firing, grab that gas can, lay down some gas. I don't know if there's another option. He's going for the double spray, almost gets it, but Clap comes down with the kill, and they're gonna get the revive off again. Honestly, that might have been a good situation to gas up the house.
Wow. G25 trying to make their progressive play. Wait, G25 just won that fight, right? Where they at? Right here.
Yes, they just won. They're in the house. And then we have AFI in the bottom now. AFI got to be pleased with this as we transfer to pleased, because they landed at military base. They made it all the way in finally. They have to be pretty amped up on this and looking to get some points and finish with a dub here. NT really is probably the favorite to win, but Hobie takes out NT, and now the tides have turned. They split up too much, and now Don't Miss is a little bit too far away to help out with his team.
NT doesn't have any points in this game so far. They are going to get some placement points, but again, it's one of those situations. Are you ready to fight? And right there, they weren't ready.
They definitely needed to put up a big perimeter there and strong. But I guess the way this hill was kind of positioned, they couldn't really do that without giving up, sightline from someone else. And they were trying to cover both angles, and AFI just pushed very quickly on that and pretty decisively. I wasn't thinking they would do that. And they pushed, and I think it also caught NT off guard. And now G25 is in the middle here. And these guys, like we've seen, they've all been knocked a couple times right now, but they frag out. When they get other shots on target, I mean, they can take people out very, very quickly here. Looks like they're running out of utility, though, and there's not a ton of cover.
Nade not going to be... There's a Groza in play. I didn't even know that. And Please going to get another knock, and the Nade's going to get...
Clap goes down. This is looking like it's going to be an AFI game. We have a 3v1v1 right now. G25 trying to come in with the MK, and he does. Please going down, but they're still in a tough spot. It's NT's time right now to rotate and try to get some kills, but he's going to play for placement. But now is the time to third party. He could potentially come in here and really affect the outcome of this game.
Oh no!
Win, but he's still holding up. Now the shot's finally coming down from NT, getting points on AFI OG, claiming the kill.
That was a smoke.
We have a 1v1v1 right now, unless Clap gets revived. Circle is closing in slowly here.
They picked him up. Grows and MK in play. Let's see if let's see if Don't Miss can help out.
I've got up. They're not going to be able to get the res on OG. So we have a proper 1v2v1.
Oh, he's dead.
North side of circle.
North is absolutely popping off.
Taken out with the MK. MK 6 times is bold autoplay. Absolutely wild.
He is going crazy right now. Oh my goodness.
9 kills for G25. AFI though gotta be pretty happy here. Unfortunately, they lost a member there when they didn't really, they looked like they could have been in 2v2 here, but now it's just down to Hobie. They're pushing both ways with the Groza MK combo. Really hard to survive that. I mean, that was an insta-kill Groza headshot. Really no time to react on that. And G25 coming down with a comeback win, 11 kills. Crazy game, double crate weapons for them. AFI surviving an amazing journey from military base to second place with 8 kills, and NT in third. Unfortunately, with 0 kills there, but getting some placement points and playing smart.
Did you see how fast that young man just died at the end of that game? Oh my goodness. That Groza TTK. I don't know what his health was. I can't wait to see it again, but that Groza TTK was just incredible right there. Wow. But right.
Groza has the fastest TTK in the game. People, I said this last time I was broadcasting, people love to talk about the AUG. I know it's easier to hit shots and stuff, but the Groza, man, is still my favorite gun in the game. Favorite AR, that is, and it's just a beast.
Well, if it's knocking people like that, it should be. Right there, we saw that Hobie and AFI played that against Augie very well, right? Augie was looking for the deep shot with the 4 times on the DP. He overlooks on Hobie because Hobie goes prone because he hears him coming, and then Hobie pops out there because it's easier for you to hit. It's easier for you to contest a person who's using a DP up close anyway, so he ends up getting the kill right there. And
it's so hard to transition from your brain shooting far because the way you're controlling recoil at a distance is so much different than up close, right? And so to have someone pop up in front of you with a 4 times that close, it's just so hard to win those fights, and you're kind of panicking a little bit, right, as well. And I really want to shout out Brain and Benny here. I mean, they really made the best of the situation, pushing, especially Brain here. He played this pretty well, trying to fight off G25, and what we found out is these guys were packing some serious heat weapon wise. So for Brain, this could have went just a slightly the other way here. That could have been a double kill for Brain, and we could have seen a completely different end to the match. So they definitely played that pretty well. But on the flip side, G25 came from death, almost dying, to winning that game, which is so crazy. I mean, think about it. He had 1 health left, basically getting that revive off across the street, Bing, and they went from that to winning. I mean, that's PUBG.
I think that Dub Hub is kicking themselves for not pushing that double knock over there, right? If they push over there, kill that team, then they're in their position and they can walk back across the street and they can win the game. That's
absolutely
tough,
man. But how many times do you push and then another team could have been right behind them?
That's true. And they're in circle, right? They're in circle. They know that G25 has to come to them, even though they got those 2 knocks.
They have to cross the street. So it is so hard. I mean, hindsight, knowing what happened and knowing as spectators, we see that the last member had no health, but as the player, you could have thought maybe he had 75% health, right?
That's true.
You just don't know. But I agree with you. They have to be pretty bummed that they one more shot or just one more nade. Even if they could have just.
Oh, they probably don't even know right now. But they will know when they go back and watch this later. Yeah, that's when it's going to be a tough situation.
Yeah. But they could have maybe tried to throw like a long lethal, right? Do a running jump throw lethal and try to just wing it over there. But definitely tough.
GG's. But I like you said, G20. Even saying that, right? Even right here with G25, they took massive amounts of knocks, and they still were able to get res. Like this should be over right here. 2 of them down.
That should have been. I don't know how they got this guy back up. I mean, it was pretty.
It's North. North gets the knock on Pleased, right? And then he's gonna get the other knock, I believe, on who's pushing to this tree.
I think the ridgeline just saved him. Like NT stayed there. He can't really push, or else he's gonna get killed from AFI. And then where is this? Was this a lethal?
So that's what happened to whatever he threw right here.
What was that? I
don't know, but he's dead now. Whatever happened, he went down. I don't know what happened because he's down. Did he die to a grenade?
It's so weird, man. It looked like whatever it was. It looked like the animation never happened. I have no idea. That is so strange, man.
If that's a nade, right? If he threw a nade and then he kills him. They're dead if that's a nade, and it just didn't.
Totally, and then it's AFI wins.
Oh man, that's tough. I need interviews because I need to go in there. I need to figure out what that was because I don't know what happened. And look, North immediately beams don't miss. He actually killed everybody in this last circle except for the last person.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
If he got to be the player of the week, because I think didn't he play the game solo earlier?
He did,
had 6 kills or something like that, or 3 something he did.
Played solo, and then they made great plays throughout the matches. Here, really, the only tough one they had was the third match on Miramar.
Well,
so
that's it for us
from G25, man. Definitely making a name for themselves out there on the battlegrounds for sure.
That's it for us, Blitz. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody, 7 o'clock. We'll be here bringing you day. I don't know who we have tomorrow. I'm sorry, but it'll be on Twitter for you guys to check out. We'll tell you what groups we have.
Same place, but on a Sunday.
Same time, same place on a Sunday, and it'll be me and Blitz back again. All right, thank you guys very much. I enjoyed myself, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow.
Likewise, GG's everybody.